You got a fast car. Never. Man, on my old live streams, I would always open up with a song. Always, I would open up with a song. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. You already know the title of the stream. How's the spelling? How's everything looking so far? How's the sound? Am I too loud? Am I too soft? Here we go. But the title of the stream is exactly what it is, man. The entitlement. As the roles have flipped, the roles have switched. The pure entitlement. The pure entitlement. It shows. I really, man, you know what? This should have been the thumbnail. The picture that I'm showing you right now, this should have been the thumbnail. Just these two pictures side by side. Oh, man. Because I'm about to show you the, I don't know, later on in the video, I'll show you the full video of this one. That ninja just watched. He just he was just enjoying the show. He saw that bitch being robbed. He was just like, well, damn. He just watches it. Hey, what's up, Angel? Oh, speaking of which, let me open up the panel. I'm sorry. Let me put the link up here if anybody wants to join. Just I'm like, damn, I almost forgot. Because I'm tired of what I what my dumb ass keep doing. I'll be doing like the shows. I'll do the live shows, and then on top of that, I'll do the episodes on top of it. That shit is tiring. That shit is tiring. So let me put this link up. So I'm going to put the link up to join this panel. I got a series of videos to show before obviously the main event. But let me put up the StreamYard link if anybody else wants to join. Okay. Gonna pin it. Let me pin that to the top, but I got to do that via my phone. For some weird reason, I got to do it like that. My bad. Forgot to turn the volume down on my phone, but let's pin this. There we go. Pin that message to the top. So anybody that wants to join the panel can. There we go. Also, this Wednesday, I will be bringing up somebody on the I will be bringing somebody on the panel who's been through some interesting stuff recently. Some of you guys might know this character, but anybody that's familiar, he was in the comment section. Sometimes you'll see him in the live chat, but I'll leave it as a surprise. But he's gonna join the panel and talk about his recent experiences and how basically this channel helped him find out that he was about to date a 304. And if it wasn't for this channel, he said he would have never found out. What's up, Pyro? So yep, I got the link open. I got the link open if anybody wants to join. But yeah, shout out. We'll go into this because people keep using this guy's face. I'm not familiar with this guy's case. All I do know is, I guess, he protected somebody from somebody on the subway, and they put this ninja in jail for it. So I don't know. I don't know. I think this took place in New York. I don't know if somebody could enlighten me on this case, because anytime something happens, anytime something happens, I see white people put this guy's face up here. So I need to know what happened with this case. I keep seeing this guy. I don't remember what he did though. I know it's weird. I know people be shocked. I don't remember what this guy did. I was gonna put this guy as the thumbnail, but I don't remember what he did.
Did
I
he
don't
choke a guy out on the train? Was it this
exactly.
guy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I was trying. So do you know anything about
Angel.
this guy's specific case, his name? I'm gonna do some research because people always bring him up in the comment section. I'm like, oh man, they must have did him dirty. So
Angel, what's good? What's good, man? How you doing? Chris Mike, you doing all right, man?
yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, man. I'm doing all right. You know what I mean? This is
Uh,
it's for the last, couple 2 or 3 years, I've come to the conclusion. They always, because a lot of the times when women say certain things, it's a projection, right? So when women will say
Yeah.
men are so entitled to women's bodies, but really it's not that. It's not that. Because it's been clear to me over the past years that women are way more entitled to a man's protection, provision,
Yeah.
and I don't know what the last P would be, but I would just say attention. But I would definitely say
And
women
also his
feel
body.
way more entitled to a man's protection more than a man feels entitled to a woman's body. So what would you think about that?
Chris, I think you might disagree with me, but women also think they're entitled to a man's body, especially when he says no.
No, no,
Like,
no, you're right.
she,
You're right.
she
Please continue on that. Continue on that.
yeah, she will literally call him sassy or zesty if he rejects. If he says no, I don't feel like I want to do that today. Just because he said that he doesn't want to do it today. She just say you're sassy. You're acting you're acting like rainbow. Like I've seen I've seen that a lot.
Man, it's interesting that you say that, because I believe that too. I believe that too. And do you know how many stories I have? I'm talking about personally of myself, where I'll say, look, because it's even worse when you're not a Chad. Because it's like,
Yeah,
yo, if a Chad turns down a woman, that's the one thing I envy about Chads. When they turn down a woman, the woman will look like, oh my God, he has discipline. But the problem is, when a woman comes up to me, she
hmm
already is like, okay, I'm doing this guy a favor. And she could be a whole slut. She could be fat. She could be missing teeth and all this stuff. But if she's coming up to me in those rare times, she thinks she's doing me a favor. So in those few times where it'll be like a girl with a it's not for me, it's not about appearance, it's about your reputation. And if I know that you have a crazy reputation, I will not put my dick in you, right?
yeah,
As a
true.
woman, right? So it'll be a woman like that that'll be like, oh, I want to give him some pussy, right? On those times. And I'll be like, no, thank you. This is where the zesty stuff come. Oh, you must be gay, or you must be, or that's when these rumors start coming up. So this has happened to me about 2 or 3 times where I'm talking about politely turn somebody down, and it just does something to them where they're just like, are you? Now part of that, I know, I'll say you're right, it is an entitlement to that. But I'll say
Hmm.
another part of that is where men have to take the blame is this. Men don't turn down women. They just don't.
Yeah, that's true.
You, you know, and what you said, it's a double-edged sword. Okay, we turn if we take it, we're if we take the
Desperate.
offer, we're desperate. Exactly. And then if we don't take it, then we're gay. You
Hmm.
know what I
True.
mean? So it
Yeah.
is a double-edged sword for men. But there are certain women that I have turned down, even though they're like, I'm talking about they could be like a warthog. You turn them down. They think they you can look into their face. You can tell they've never been turned down in terms of
Yeah.
if they want to give somebody sex, men just don't turn them down, you know. But yeah, that it's I have so many stories about that. Like me on a personal level about other people where you'll turn down the woman and or basically you'll have a man, right? Well, he's in a marriage or he's dating. If the wife is in if the man's in a mood, he can't force himself on his wife. But
Yeah.
if the wife is in the mood, he
He has to
takes it.
perform. Hmm.
Exactly. Now, if he turns down his wife when his wife is in the mood, the wife is gonna automatically think he's cheating. Automatically. So
Yeah.
that's the entitlement
Of
that
course.
comes in. So let's hold on. Let me share this
That.
tab because you said it was the man that put the guy in the chokehold in the subway. His name is Daniel Penny, I guess.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
just to make sure. So they said, oh, okay. So right here, what it says, what happened to the ex-Marine who choked man on subway on January 17th, 2024? A former U.S. Marine sergeant who was charged with manslaughter for killing Jordan Neely, a homeless man on the New York City subway, must face a trial after a judge decided on Wednesday against his motion to dismiss the indictment. Damn, so he had to be put on trial. So it hasn't even started yet. Damn, and then how long does he have to be put in custody?
This
We'll
is
we'll
some
do
level. This is some level of like do you remember that dude with the AK-47? I think it was a AK or an assault rifle walking around, and that the the pamper pirate tried to take it away from him. I think the the BLM thing was going on, and a case was just going all over the place.
Did he get in trouble for like trying to protect?
I think he was walking around with an AK, like he wasn't pointing it at anybody. He was just walking around, and a black dude trying to take the assault rifle from him, and he got shot,
Oh
and then he
man.
went to
Oh,
court. I
and
think it's
also
kind of
there's
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse. So
Yeah,
with Rittenhouse, this is how I look at that case. This is how I look at that case because there's black and white people hate me for this take on this,
yeah,
this one, right? So I have no emotion towards Kyle Rittenhouse in terms of
yeah,
whether he was found guilty or innocent. First of all, this is how I feel about that case. The white dudes that try to confront Kyle Rittenhouse and try to fight this man while he had an
mhm,
AK, these got to be the dumbest bunch of
yeah,
Caucasian dudes that I've ever met in my life. I'm not, first of all, if I'm a person, right, and I
yeah.
see somebody with an AK, I'm not finna run up on them.
Uh-uh.
Do you know, first of all,
I would do the opposite. I would stay like 10 miles away from this guy.
just, I, I'm literally like, are you, uh, first of all, people don't for any black people listening to this stream because maybe a lot of them don't know. Like, there's plenty of white dudes that even though they don't have gun licenses, they know how to handle a gun. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? They don't. They're not hesitant in terms of pulling a trigger. People just put it to, oh, white people are trigger happy. Okay, it could be part of that, but a lot of them they know how to handle a gun. They've been like they A lot of these people, they go hunting. You know, I live in the area, bro. I'm not gonna say where white people, they'll just go. I'm talking about they have a lot of money, but they live like rednecks in their free time. So they'll live in like
Mhm.
their mansions where I live. They'll live in their mansions or with their parents, whatever. They'll have their they'll you think that, oh, they're just a bunch of privileged. No, they know how to handle themselves. They know how to they're not satisfied with just hunting deer and hunting elk and shit like that. If you give a Caucasian person with gun experience an excuse, you could be putting yourself in danger because they know how
Mhm.
to handle weapons. But you
Yeah,
got
that's
like,
true.
but there are, I guess, suburb white people, or those are I get, but the white people that ran up on Kyle Rittenhouse, they just must have no idea how life works. You would never see me run up on anybody in general, but definitely nobody with a gun, and particularly somebody that has he didn't Kyle Rittenhouse, he had an AK, right?
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was a AK.
Yeah, like why would you run up on somebody that got an AK? I don't get it. And the psyops that this Kyle Rittenhouse case has on black people, it's got to be the funniest stuff. Where they're like, they need to lock up Kyle Rittenhouse, and I'm like, how? I'm like, oh, what ninja did he kill? And they'll be like, he. I'm like, he didn't even kill no ninjas. But you guys are like, I'm like, do you guys even know what happened? I don't even think black
I
people
mean,
know what happened with that case.
I think he shot one person, but that
Those
person
are
was a,
all white.
a
Those are
pamper pirate. He was a pamper
exa-
pirate.
exactly. They were not. It was it. Yeah, that's funny. Pamper pirates.
Mhm.
That's that some people might not know. We got to be very creative how we call certain people of certain communities, but
Yeah,
I don't like. I've seen like LeBron James and all these people comment on the case. I'm like, he didn't kill no ninjas. So I don't even know why black people are in such a uproar of it. I don't get it. That's the dichotomy with this case, because I would have tell, because even then I'm pretty sure any black person would agree with me. I'm not running up on the white dude with an AK. That's got
that's
to be the
true.
most idiotic thing to do. But there's also a lot of white people that live, I guess, that might live in the suburbs or in the city. They must be out of touch in terms of just
Yeah,
running up on you don't run up on no random white guy with an AK. That's just idiotic. And on top of that, I tell people, if you live in the South, I tell people, if you live in the South and you're in like a car accident and you think you're finna just walk up on a driver in like Florida or something, and you think you're finna argue with somebody, I'm like, Remember, those people are strapped down there. They got
yeah.
stand your ground laws. Don't be stupid down there, just running up
Hmm.
on a driver. But I don't care if they're racist or not. You just don't do nothing stupid to put your life in danger. But people think they're Superman out here. You know what I mean? But some people gotta learn the hard way. Some
Yeah.
people gotta learn the hard way.
And if you look at it, this guy is literally walking out in the public with an assault rifle. He has the balls to walk out with an assault rifle. I'm not facing no guy who's literally walking out with an assault rifle in public. So imagine what you'll do next if I try to like push him.
Like, even like, I remember it was like, also because white people were mad that at the time I had said, look, man, I'm not taking his side or the Pamper Pirate side, you know,
Hmm.
because like this whole thing about making Kyle Rittenhouse a hero, I don't really look at him as a hero. I just see him as another dude with an AK that
Yeah,
I'm not finna run up on. I don't even I'm not even taking a side in that case. And I'll say this for the young men out there, look, I believe this is what I believe when it comes to guns. This is what I believe when it comes to guns. Guns are supposed to be, and this is for all races, mind you. Guns is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be something that it's supposed to be a silent understanding, meaning it shouldn't be something to be waved around.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, and there are some times that you need the AK, the big assault rifle, but that's just something that you can have. I don't mind, like say, like me, I don't mind being an open carry state, right? I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
living in an open carry state, but meaning this is a gun to have a gun. It should be a silent understanding. Say if you're like in a non open carry state and you got to conceal it, whatever. It should just be an
Yes.
understanding, a silent
Mm-hmm.
understanding between citizens. Okay, if something goes wrong, I already know one of these citizens out here are strapped. That's how I approach people in real life. I already
Yeah.
because people don't have to tell you they're strapped. People just be strapped.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's true.
I, just in the club the other day, last week or 2 weeks ago, I had a gig with my buddies, and he was like, "Oh yeah, do you guys have your guns right?" I was like, "No, I don't have a license." He's like, "Oh yeah, I got my license." He was showing his stuff, whatever, and I don't mind him showing the stuff. But the funny part was, then I asked the drummer, "I was like, oh, you carry?" And he was like, he's like, he tried to, he was trying he was trying to tell us in code, oh, yeah, but don't put that out there. I don't want people being all up on me. Oh, where's your gun? People. No, the way that's kind of how I like it. I like it like that. Like in
Yeah.
Chicago, it's obviously illegal to have a gun, but people have it.
Mm-hmm.
People have it. You know, that's what I believe. How people should kind of walk. Just understand. People are strapped, so don't walk around Billy Badass because you have it so you can use it. It's just supposed to be something. It's just supposed to be a silent understanding that people got it. It's not supposed to be something that we should be showing off on the regular. The way I grew up, I was told when I was a kid, you don't use a gun, don't pull out your gun unless you're going to use it. That's what I was told when I was a kid.
Same thing in
And
Jamaica. Same thing in Jamaica.
He's so that's how I was told, you know, and if that makes me a liberal for saying that, I don't know. Because I've said this because a lot of the times I've been coming across people, right? Because I'm for like
Yeah.
me, obviously I'm pro gun rights, right? But a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people I've been coming across, they like to have guns just so they can have the opportunity to show that they have guns. So they'll take a whole little misunderstanding, or they'll be at certain clubs, whatever. And I already know they're there they're using it to show off their piece. Even though you don't need to really show it off, all you got to do is just put it. You can just like spots in your legs, and I know people they put it in their sock, and it'll be little, but it's at least it's something, but it's not something you need to show off. It should be a silent understanding. So what's your opinion on that?
My opinion. I think you're completely right. I think you should have your weapon, but people should know you have a weapon.
Mm,
Unless like when it comes to like when people try to like breach your privacy or trying to force their way in, yeah, they will eventually know. So they should just back up.
Man. Oh shoot, we got Undead in the chat. Undead said feminists mad that men are treating them equal. Yeah, that's the thing too. Women don't want equality. They don't
Yeah,
want
they
equality.
don't.
That's like because me, unfortunately, I grew up a very troubled kid, but then eventually I turned into a very ideal person, meaning I started being an idealist at the wrong time. So so that was like around high school. That's why I became more I having a more idealistic mindset, and it's just led me to people really disappointing me in terms of women will say they want this, they want to be respected, but then they
Hmm.
do literally the opposite. Like just a complete borderline opposite of what I thought they wanted. And you're just like, I thought you wanted this. I thought you wanted to take responsibility. I thought you wanted to take charge. I thought you wanted to, because part of equality is paying bills. Part of equality is protecting yourself. Part of equality is getting a gun license because everybody's a target out here. But women
Yeah.
will be the main ones talking about we got to take away people's guns rights, and you're just like,
Mhm.
oh Lord, here we go.
And wait, and
You know?
police is a reactionary force. They come after the thing is
Yes,
done.
yes. That's what people don't understand too with that. Undead said, "I'm always strapped, concealed like a pastor's homosexual's fantasy."
That remind me of the last live stream stream you did the homosexual pastors.
Oh yeah, yeah, man.
Oh,
The homosexual pastors, they're out there in such large force. People don't understand like these. Well, they understand the demographic that they're catering to, and homosexuals know how to like talk to women and stuff like that. Oh, did you see the that pastor that had got caught with the um he got caught with the transformer at the hotel, and he got
oh
recorded by the
yes.
transformer.
Yep,
He
yep.
said, "Stop,
I've
stop,
seen it.
stop recording me, Joe. Stop recording me." He chased. He
I've
put
seen
his
it.
suit
I've
over.
seen
He put his suit over her head, was running away, and then he did all that running. He was like, "Man, I forgot my keys." I almost fell out my chair laughing. He said, "I forgot." He ran all the way.
it.
This dude got to go all the way back up to the Transformers room and say, "I forgot my keys." And what was killing me was the comment section. They were just like, "Man, this woman has a deep voice." I'm like, "That's a Transformer. He just came from a dude." I gotta, man. I'm gonna have to call up some people and get some people on the line because I know like a woman that could probably talk about something like this, but I might have to go to the source and start getting these transformers to come out and start putting certain ninjas on blast because transformer escorts, they get business, bro. They get
Yeah.
business. I gotta put one of these people because some of these people you'll be surprised, like especially when I was working, when you work like a lot of like low end jobs when you're like a young kid, like 18, 19, you meet interesting people that you work with. You meet people that have been in jail. You meet people that be escorts. You meet people that used to be drug dealers. You meet all types of like fucking
Yeah.
weirdos, but
Yep.
they put you
That's
on
true.
game that
Mhm.
you'd have no idea. Anyway, let me see. Let me look at the comment section before I move on. Rocky said, "Do you think that in US everyone assumes that everyone owns a gun?" That's how I roll. I just assume people be strapped. It's not even a matter of it's no need for you to brag about it. I because I just know people are strapped. They just don't tell you whether I'm talking about legal or not illegal. People just I know people just have guns, man. So I'm very cautious on who I talk to. Juiced Up Johnny says women don't want equality. They want everything handed on a silver plate, but they also don't want to be responsible for everything that comes with having more power. Oh, so by the way, Angel, man, what's up, bro? How's it
Oh,
going?
yeah. Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I just want to say a couple of things, though, quickly, though. Number one,
Yes, sir.
I don't carry a weapon unless the only weapon I carry is not going to do anybody any good unless you happen to be a pretty woman. That's number one. So, I don't know. I don't know if you ever heard about that. That was from the movie Ricochet with Denzel Washington. He said that to John Lithgow because he wanted him strapped up to his underwear. So he said he didn't have any weapons though. So he said the only weapon I have is not going to do you any good unless you happen to be a pretty woman. So, but that's number one though. Number two, I agree with the Undead Chronic, in which these pastors have their homosexual fantasies. A number of them are like that. A number of them. That's why I don't go to church. You go to church, and they'll look at you and say, "My brother, hallelujah, you raised the Holy Spirit." No, you're getting a hard on, bro. No, don't look at me like that. No, and that's so I agree with Undead Chronic about that though. So, but anyway, I digress.
Let me see if I can find that video real quick. That shit was hilarious. Pastor runs away from escort. I know that's gonna mess up my YouTube algorithm. I gotta see if I can find that. That shit was hilarious. Runs away without paying. Let me see if something pops up because it popped up on my Instagram algorithm one day. Here we go. Oh, this is a Straggles channel. Lord, here we go.
Oh.
Hey, boo, hey, welcome to our welcome.
Yeah, this. Oh Lord.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
This is a straggle. But let's look at the video though. Let's look at the video. Let's focus on the video. This is one of the funniest videos though I've seen of one of these low down pastors.
Joe, he needs his head slapped. Let's get into it.
Where the hell you going, Joe?
Get me off this damn.
You ain't paid me my money.
Get me off this goddamn.
You ain't paid me.
Why he got a bow tie, holding his pants together as a belt?
Oh.
Wow, yeah.
Get it together, sir.
You ain't paid me my money. I'll get you off this camera when you give me my
Fair use, fair use, fair use.
money. 15 minutes, 125. You know the drill. How many times?
15 minutes.
Joe? This time, really? You think you finna? No, I'm sorry. Your wife gonna.
This person sounds like an average black woman, to tell you the truth. They're like average black women. They have like deep voices, so I'm gonna have to like question them if they're TS.
Yeah. Oh no. That's a tranny. I already that voice. That is a nigga. That is a nigga right there. Trust me. Just on that.
See this. Your wife is gonna see this. Pay me my money or get a divorce. Which one is gonna be?
Get me off that damn.
Which one is it gonna be?
Get me off that damn.
She's gonna know.
Get me off that damn.
3-4 times a week he here, y'all. Facebook, he's here meeting with me. And
why are you out here embarrassing your wife like this? Forget the church. Pastor Joe. Oh my God, Pastor Joe. I can't say that man's name enough. Pastor Joe. The audacity. Oh, Pastor Joe.
Meeting with me in this
room. I can't feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
He did put himself.
No, I'm not getting you off for nothing.
Has been put out to the public and has.
She'll know who you are. Everybody might not know, but she will know. She will know. You know when you give me my money. That's all you gotta do.
Just the suit. He keeps the suit over his. I don't know if I can. I got a passport.
Yeah, but Chris, he already showed his face. I mean, they had it blurred out as it is anyway. So he already showed his face earlier, didn't he?
No, not at all. Not at all. He had his suit up the whole time. You only saw the back of his head, and then as soon as he realized he was being filmed by the transformer, he put his suit up like a shield. You got to see it when he starts running. I gotta. Okay. Oh man, it's right here.
So right here has not been. I'm sorry. You about to get a divorce, Joe. I'm posting this. You think I'm playing with you? You think I'm playing with you? No. You gonna be on there. You gonna be on there. No. Everybody remember this guy. He meets me 2-3 times a week. Got a house full of kids.
Wow.
This dude is like running like a headless.
He looks like the headless horseman. He does. He looks like the headless horseman.
Yo, this gotta be the funniest thing, man. Oh man, he's just running. You just see just a headless suit, just running away from a 6'4" tranny, right? My bad. You
probably 6'4". Yeah, you're right.
First of all, those transformers, those transformers be huge as hell, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I seen them. Yes.
I
They
have
be like
never.
basketball players though, man. I be that's amazing. I wonder why is it that they don't want to play basketball with their size and everything. But I don't know.
Well, I don't. It's weird because I've never seen a transformer. I only know one transformer that was getting a lot of ninjas from Chicago. He was like probably like what 5'9", 5'10", 5'8". He was like a regular sized man. But most transformers that I have run across are like huge. Like they're like
Yeah.
huge. It makes no
Oh,
sense to me. But I digress on that end.
At work, lie to her every day on the phone, telling her he at work.
He's just running, man. Oh.
He the reason why y'all short on the bills.
They ain't got no elevator.
Y'all short on the bills. Now you think you get a discount, Joe.
Why does she know that y'all short on the bills? Joe, are you sitting up pillow talking with this woman? Joe.
Also, yeah, this does happen. Escorts can tell you or strippers, escorts, workers of that trade can tell you stories upon stories because men usually tell them their whole business. Like
Yeah.
everything. You know, it's it's a lot of the times people wonder why married men patronize a lot of the OnlyFans models, why they give them a lot of money. A lot of it's not just them being sex workers, but it's also the connection that they're paying for. So they'll tell them a lot of their dirty laundry. For example, when Pusha T was dissing Drake, like what 5 or 6 years ago, and the Pusha T literally said, the information that I got that Drake was hiding a bastard was through his producer pillow talking through an escort. And the escort, they somehow got in touch with the escort, and the escort told all the business. And that's how he was able to find out that Drake was hiding a child, and put his ass on blast. It's always that pillow talking. They talk, a lot of these dudes, they'll say everything. You know what I mean? Let's look in the chat to see if I didn't miss
Talk
anything.
too much. He talks way too much. Snitching.
Midnight Sun said that Grigger should be ashamed of himself. Well, man, these pastors, they be spending that money. They be tricking on that what they call those things, the offering plate. All that money you put on that golden offering plate, that golden plate. If you in a church and they got like a golden plate going around, you already know the pastor's tricking off that money. The only person the only person I've seen honest about donation money is Corey Holcomb. The funniest thing I ever heard, he said, man, look, man, when you guys give me those donations in the chat, I appreciate it. I use this money. He said, I use this money to fix this studio up and help them hoes. I was like,
wow. Wow.
I was like, yo, I'm done. But why won't people be honest about stuff like that? I that's why I appreciate it. He said, you think I'm gonna lie to the people in my chat? He said, I use this money to put this money into the studio and help these hoes out. That's what I do with it. That I could respect somebody that will say something like that. But this is what pastors be doing. They don't even use the money to fix up the church. They just use it to help these hoes out. People like, man, damn, why this hoes always on vacation? This bitch always on vacation. How you think all these hoes can afford all these? They always on vacation, always somewhere. We know these women. They're broke. We know none of them got no money. So they're always getting helped out. They're always being funded by pastors, athletes, entertainers, clergymen, all types of men from all walks of life, always funding their lifestyle so they can go somewhere. And including the rainbow men, including the rainbow men, whatever they need them for.
Only you look like an idiot out here, sitting up telling this woman y'all can't pay your bills and you the reason why. Boy, y'all disgust me.
And that ain't happening. That ain't my problem. You worry about your bills at home. This bill, you're gonna pay this one. You're gonna pay this one. 125. You left your keys. Oh, okay.
Why is he going back upstairs?
Because he said he left his keys.
Oh boy!
Right here, right here, right here.
You worry about your bills at home. This bill, you're gonna pay this one. You're gonna pay this one. 125. You left your keys. Oh, okay. I bet you won't be going nowhere.
Oh man!
You left your keys. You're not getting
So they blanked out the word keys. He said, "I left my keys." So
you're not getting.
He can't even get back in the room.
What we doing?
exactly. So that's the sad part. So he's just laying there. So with this situation, so this is the sad part. So with this situation, for some weird reason, this is why escorts avoid black men like the plague. He thought because he paid extra last time, he didn't have to pay to that day. So that's why that's why I'm like, yeah, that's what the tranny ended up saying at the end. I don't want to play the whole video, but that's literally why he said I paid extra last time, so I don't think I have to pay today. I'm like, you don't. That's not how the game works. You gotta pay every. This is one of the reasons. I did a podcast with my cousin one time she says she's an escort, and she literally was explaining why most escorts avoid black men like the plague, because we deal with you deal with shit like this. Ninjas trying to make the escort his side piece. Ninjas trying to negotiate, haggle the price down. It's stuff like that. It's these little things like that. And then on top,
just pay up front. Just pay up front.
Just dude, pay what you owe, bro. Pay Pastor Joe, if you're listening, pay that man his money, man. Stop playing, man. Stop playing.
So Chris,
Yeah,
that'll be like, okay, I pay for a steak and then I gave a tip for service. So now I come back the next time. I want the steak, but it's for free. That's what this kind of sounds like.
Yep, exactly that. That's the perfect analogy.
Boy.
So I don't know the logic sometimes, and especially for him to be an older man and you're using that kind of logic. I don't. This guy must be new. He must be new to this. So that's I'll chalk it up to that.
He said he did it multiple times a week. So
man.
Yeah, about 3-4 times a week, right? So that's what he said.
Oh yeah, that is true. So yeah, he's an idiot. He probably thought, and that's the thing too, because he probably thought he had a relationship, a rapport. So he thought, let me just, I got you. Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. There's some of those. First of all, some of those escorts, they still have pimps, even though it's not a whole lot. But they still got a lot of these escorts. They still got pimps. Even the ninjas, they still got pimps. You know what I mean? Like for me, like if I was a pimp, I don't know. I'd have to like if I was a pimp, I couldn't see myself having a transformer escort under me, because the pimps also
what about a male prostitute? But he does women instead.
Like if I were to have a male prostitute giving me money, nah. There's no way I wouldn't, because people don't understand. Pimps have to sleep with their stable, with the woman in their stable after they're done. You know what I mean? Giving it out to the streets. So I'm not signing up for that. So you know what I mean? Now
I don't want to be anywhere near that.
Yeah, but I'll say this: the male escorts, they be making money. The transformer escorts, they make a lot of they be, these people will sleep with like really powerful people, like really powerful people, and It is what it is on that end. But anyway, enough with the rainbow stuff. Let's move on.
Yes, please.
One of my favorite stories that I had dropped. One of my favorite stories that I've dropped. Hold on, let me put it back on here. One of my favorite stories that I dropped. So I want to read this Reddit real quick. You guys might have seen it, but I want to read. I wanted to read this Reddit one more time for the people because it's obviously part of the theme of the show. So this is a typical college story, but it looks like men are finally catching on. So here, a man writes a Reddit post. He says, "Am I the asshole for no longer walking my friend home to her dorm after she rejected me?" He says, "Hey,"
That video, that
he
video was
said,
so good.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. It was good though. Yeah.
"Oh man," he said, "I, 21 male, have been friends with Annie, 21 female, for 3 years now since the start of college. We usually chill at one of our friends' places every Saturday night with our friend group. After we're done, I walk her to her dorm first before heading back to my dorm. This has been the default, and I never really thought too much of it. A month ago, I asked her out, but she just wanted to remain friends. It did not bother me too much, but I obviously wanted to cut back on our friendship a bit. We were still amicable and part of the same friend group and still joked around with each other. However, I've stopped walking her back to her dorm and just walked back to my dorm. The first couple of weeks, she did walk back on her own to her dorm. However, last week she asked if I could walk her back because she was extremely scared walking alone at midnight, especially when she was drunk. I told her to just get an Uber or ask someone else because I was getting too tired to walk her home to her place and then walk back to my place. The conversation was sort of awkward and we left it at that. Am I the asshole? Now, let me go Pyro first, then Angel. What do you guys think about that?
The first thing I'm I'm thinking is the best thing you should do is just cut her off completely. Cut her off completely because she's obviously gonna like make you look less of a man and look too desperate. Like everybody's gonna look at you like, yeah, he's gonna stay in that relationship. He's gonna be the doormat that she's gonna use. Just like in Jamaica, we have this term we call guys like the girl don't want him, but he wants the girl, so he's gonna stay around her forever. So we call them gal clone. If if you know that term,
Say that again.
gal clone.
A gal clone. I've never heard a Jamaican say that though. I must have. Maybe I'm not. That's an interesting term. That's an interesting term. I'm a list. I'm a list because they don't because usually Jamaican dudes they don't. But most of the Jamaican men I know they don't be stuck in the friend zone and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
you can't be doing those guys will troll you for real.
yeah.
Until you want that girl stop being friends completely.
Oh man. So Angel, what do you think about this story?
Yeah, I agree with Pyro. I think he should just cut it off totally, despite, maybe being friendly and all that at the beginning though. I think he just cut her off though. And no, he's not an asshole because look, we all know, I mean, and Chris has made a video about this, and I've seen a couple of other videos though. There's no way that a man and woman is gonna be friends. The man has an interest in being with her though, whether it be like, friends or going out. So, for this to happen, I think he did the right thing because she has to get the right idea that, well, I think maybe we just continue to be okay, fine, being continue friends. Okay, well, can you walk? No, I can't walk you over there though. You understand? Because that's the way women are. Women want a guy for this, women want a guy for that. And the bottom line is that with all that, she just wants some type of validation. So I think it's best that he did the right thing. Pyro said it good. He said just cut it off, period. You know, if anything, if you still see the person, you just, like you said, be friendly. Hi, how are you? Just leave it at that. And that's as far as it goes. Because we guys, we want it to be more than that. You
Yeah,
understand? So,
that's true.
although otherwise, there's no point. I mean, the guy would know if he wants to if he wants to sleep with a woman or just want to have the woman as a girlfriend, right from the early on. If it's just gonna be just friends, he'll probably just say hi every now and then and leave it at that. Because we're not even gonna be bothered. We're gonna be looking for somewhere else. So no, he's not the asshole in this. He did the right thing. You have to have some type of self-respect. Otherwise, she's gonna think, oh well, I have another sucker on the friend zone. So
Man, I just hope men understand this though, because when I tell these, because these, this will be happening to me, and I be getting so tight on this. Not necessarily that women argue me about this, but young men, they'll be like 15, 14, 13, 12, right? 17, 18, 19, really arguing me down in the comments. And I'm like, bro, you don't got to impress anybody right here, man. You don't have to do that. And it always reminds me of when I was 13 or 12 and I was trying to convince these people at my getaway camp that me and this girl, we were just only going to be friends. And they were like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. They were just, but they were like, you'll learn. you'll learn. But
yeah,
they're like,
that's
trust me,
it.
you guys are not, it's somebody likes one more than the other. And he's like, you might not realize it now, but it's either you or it's gonna be her that catches feelings. Hopefully, and they basically were like, hopefully it's both of you guys catch feelings so y'all stop playing. But I didn't take it to heart until obviously I hit the age of like 14, 15 years old. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it now. Because I caught feelings first. So here's what I'll say. I said all this to say this. Young men, when you have a woman hanging around you, right? And you're going around and you're in the friend zone, if you don't cut her off, you're dying a slow death. And I know it sounds a little bit out there, but it's like to be around a girl that you have feelings for, and you told, especially in your mind, you told her already, and you're still hanging around her. It's not that you're just mentally dying a slow death. What that girl's gonna do to you, because she knows that you got feelings, she's going to slightly tease you just for the attention. On top of that, if any other girl is going to come around you, she's going to sabotage that, even though she doesn't
Yeah.
like you. But she's going to mess up your sexual market value.
Yeah. Yep.
And have you
He's a
ever
very
always
nice guy.
like, you ever notice these guys that be stuck in the friend zone, they don't ever have no other girls, right?
Mhm.
But part of that is, first of all, other girls just don't respect men that will stay in the friend zone. They won't tell you this. But second of all, she's messing you up in terms of when other girls are asking about him, she's going to act like he's quote unquote taken, but he's really not. He's just stuck in a zone. But she's still that girl that's cock blocking you. She still needs you because she's an energy vampire and she's sucking the attention from you like a does that have anybody ever watched that Netflix The Dark Crystal? The Dark Crystal
Mm-mm.
by any chance?
Well, the
So
movie?
it's like it's like I think it is a movie, but they had like a Netflix rendition of a show, and they steal this energy orb from these elves, right? It's a big energy orb, right? That powers the elves land, their infrastructure. But these vultures, they steal it from them and make the elves their
Yeah.
slaves, and they take the energy from themselves. but they take it's supposed to be a limitless supply of energy, but the vultures take so much of the energy over the millenniums that even that orb starts to run out of energy. They're like, they finally touch it. They're like, oh, wait, why is it not working? What the I gotta so that's how it is. They literally, those women, they literally suck so much energy from you that you become way less of a man. I'm talking about, like, they've done the
So
studies where
so
it
you're basically
shows.
a KUCK.
Sorry, say that again.
So you're basically a KUK at that
Yes,
point.
to like, I'll bring up this point where basically, if you're in a long-term relationship with a woman, just a man being in a long-term relationship or a long-term marriage, they show the studies that men's testosterone drops like significantly. And that's you actually being in a relationship with a woman, your testosterone drops. Now imagine you being in a long-term friendship with a bitch. That's like that's when you got people coming up to the dudes like, are you gay? Because he's literally, his testosterone is not there. Like,
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
that'll be stuck in a friend zone for so long, you'd be like, is that guy gay? Because he'll even come across as gay because he literally has zero testosterone. If you're like
Wow.
literally with if you're in a long-term relationship with a broad, your testosterone drops significantly. Now imagine being a long-term friendship. That means it's not even there. That means there's like zero testosterone there, you know. But I want you
Wow.
guys to look at the normie comments, right? So right here, you see a woman, she says, this is why we prefer to remain single, because men treat us like vending machines that if they put enough coins of being nice into, the romance and sex will come out. And then you have the nurses. She's a RN, so you could tell she's a hoe. So
Oh, forget it
she's
then.
going, so she's going to reinforce the delusion. She says, I think if we're being really honest, for the majority of men, it's just the sex that they're worried about. They couldn't care less about the romance part. I think they just do the romance to get the sex. It's just another form of nice currency. And you're literally like, and most of these comments are like this, you know. I guess you got some comments. Now they're saying all men suck because he refuses to walk her home. Like, and this is where,
Then don't get drunk.
yeah, you're first of all, you're looking at this situation. First of all, if I was this man here in this story, I would be distancing myself from this woman like the plague. Like, as I'm talking about, really discommunicate from her, because you got a girl that likes to get drunk around strange people. That's already a person you can't hang around, you know. But a lot of men don't have that mentality. So
Especially in college. Remember they always talk about a grape culture that's gonna reinforce everything else, and then he's gonna lose his scholarship. So he should avoid her
yeah,
even more. Don't even contact her. Just avoid her completely.
but some men, they can't do it. They that cut off, like, you know, remember what we were talking about earlier. Whenever you turn down a woman, she's calling you sassy. Or if you, now let's take it a step if you block her on social media, they call men sassy for blocking women on social media. And I'll be like, what? I don't block plenty of bitches on I'm talking
Same.
about, I'm talking about, are you kidding me? I blocked so many, like, and I'm talking like they'll put shit in my DM and I'm like, oh, okay, this is going too far. Delete, block. Or is somebody, a woman that I knew back in the day that I used to smash. Oh, I don't want no drama. I don't want no baby daddies texting me. Blocked, delete, all that stuff. That's, man, it's easy. I'll block. I'll really, please, you know. But for some because, you know, men don't want to be called sassy for doing the right thing. But right here, she is a walking grape case waiting to happen, in my opinion, a girl like this. because now what happens is you're the guy stuck in the friend zone. The problem is when you're the guy stuck in the friend zone, everybody knows that you're in the friend zone because she's going to make it known. Because if they see, this is why I always say men and women can't be friends. If the outside public sees a bish with a guy and they see you together, somebody's going to ask, are you guys together? And she's going to make it known. Oh no, he's just a friend. She's always going to make it known. She's always going to make it known. Oh, we're just friends. We're just friends. So now everybody now knows you without your knowing as the creepy dude that won't leave the girl alone already.
And then
So that's how they know you as. They don't even look at you as a man. They look at you as, oh, when is this guy going to get the hint? That's how the outside world is looking at you. Like, so you still hanging around this broad and you hanging around this broad drunk. If this bitch ever wake up and talk about my panties are missing, what happened? They're going to all blame you.
Yeah, because if you look at
if she gets hurt somewhere, she gets cuts or she goes missing, they're all gonna blame you, and because they're always seeing you around her.
Everybody's gonna say he hurt her because she didn't give him any pom pom.
Yep. That's literally, they're not gonna blame the Chads that they probably saw her literally creep in the middle of night to see. They're not gonna blame the Chads that be smashing her. They're gonna blame you. This is why you're just, especially what men have to understand. We're living in an age of the Hannah Baker bitches, right? These bitches, all they do is get reamed out by Chads. They chase Chad first, and when that doesn't work, they blame the Clay Jensens of the world, the average dude. For them, for the Chads, for the Chads and the drug dealers treating them like garbage, they blame the incels, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You're blaming a group of people that are not even in the sexual game for your sexual failures as a woman. For the life of me, I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works, but that just shows how much of a hatred that the average woman has for the average man. You know what I mean? So you cannot be hanging out with women like this. This girl is reckless, you know, but with some people, some men gotta learn the hard way, you know, no pun intended. But yeah, also any more thoughts before I move on from this story to another one?
All I can say is, guys who do this, they know that their value will just fall right down. It's like being like what's that thing that they put on people, like, to prevent them from having from like preventing them from pleasuring themselves. I don't remember what device that is.
Prevents them from hurting themselves, you said?
No, pleasuring themselves.
From pleasuring themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think a
Wait.
chastity.
Oh, a chastity belt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like that. He's his chastity device.
Oh wow, that's brilliant. Oh man, that makes sense. She's the living chastity belt. That's wow. I never thought about it like that.
The living chastity belt.
Oh man, that makes sense now that you put it that way. But I wish men could see it like that. You got to put it in a term like that so they would know. You know what I mean? But you know, if men only knew the shit that these so-called their so-called female friends will talk about them. They man, if they knew, because I didn't seen these text messages, bro. I didn't seen women talk about certain people, and you just be like, damn, isn't that supposed to be your friend? And then you'll be like,
just imagine that dude. She's not having intercourse with. She already thinks less of him. So I
Yeah,
already know she's gonna talk bad about him.
man. I wish dudes knew, man. Oh man, they need. I think men really need to start looking at women's like their when they're texting their friends, because you know I'll be in clubs, but I'll be doing I be work I work. So you'll be in certain clubs, you'll be at certain bars, you'll see them doing the texting, you'll see the stuff that they say when they get drunk. And I don't think men they don't know. They don't know how cold blooded. Like I know a woman, right? Who I consider, I wouldn't say a friend, but she's close to it, meaning she's from the same what's it? The same birth country as my parents, right? So I
Yeah.
tried to set her up with one of my people that I did a that I play with, right? Pause. He plays an he plays an instrument. He plays the guitar. So he
Yeah.
was into her, like really into her. I'm like, oh, you like girls like that? Oh, I didn't know. I mean, okay. So you try to set it up, and then you see the D. Oh man, she showed me the DMs that my man sent her, and it was so cringe. And I was like, this is and this is it was also a reminder that there's only a few select men that can always have a hordes of women, because only a few select men know what to text to women without their DMs getting put on blast. So if you send one cringe DM, one cringe message is gonna come to me. Or is gonna come to the guy that she's really messing with. You know what I mean? So once I saw those messages, I'm like, damn, he fumbled a bag. He don't know how to talk. But this is what like women like they be showing all the messages that you sent to them, all the DMs that they getting from certain people of status. If men knew this, they would be more careful in how they interact with them.
Yeah.
They would be more careful in, because me, I don't even like me. I don't hang out with women at all. I don't just be hanging out with bitch. That's ridiculous. But people like men would be less apt to do stuff like this. What when you see in the story, guy walking her to the dorm room. I'm not, man. I'll say this. I learned quickly in college. Don't do that shit. That's a recipe for disaster. And I'm happy that you can tell this guy clearly. He probably saw clips from this space, even if it's from the scam artists like Fresh and Fit and these people, but clearly he saw clips from guys like us where he's just like, if you tell her you're into her and she says no, cut back from the attention, cut back from giving her money, cut back
Hmm.
from that. Stop putting your energy into this bitch because she's not reciprocating. Clearly, he's getting the message from somewhere, and that's a
Yes.
good thing in that case. So hopefully he continues to do the right thing, right? Hopefully
Hopefully.
he cuts it off completely, though. Hopefully he cuts it off completely. Oh, shout out to Trevor, man. Shout out to you in the chat. Oh man, shout out to Pitmaster C in the. He said, "How about stop just altogether?" It's hard. Like me, I have a hard cutoff switch, particularly when it comes to women. So if I even detect usury, I'm talking about usury at any point. I don't like. I'm telling you, like at a job I had last year. I obviously don't work there anymore, but I'm talking to this woman at my job, and it was something little. I know it was something little, but I was right about this bitch. We for some reason we ended up talking. She ended up talking like just regular shit. I was like, oh, this girl a red flag, but let me be respectful. So she keeps talking, and then she's just like, oh yeah, can you go all the way to the second floor and just get me a Coke? I was like, what? And I just walked away. So she wanted me to go all the way up the escalator, go up to the next floor, go all the way to the break room. It's about a 5-minute walk. No lie.
Nah.
3 to 5 minute walk just to get something from the vending machine from her. And I was like, and she wanted me, and she didn't say that she was gonna put her money to it. She was like, "Can you just get me the Coke?" And I was like, "Oh, she thinks I'm one of them type of ninjas." So I just walked away.
Yeah.
And I'm telling
You
you,
know
I
what?
didn't even say anything. I literally just walked away and never spoke to her, ever again. Because as soon as you detect the usury, I'm done.
Mhm.
That's it.
Chris.
Hey, Chris, while you did that, she was probably sitting there for like about an hour saying, "Where is this guy with that Coke?" Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
You just walked away. She probably still sitting there waiting for that Coke.
yo, when I came
Dang.
back, no, because I had to come back to the department, and she was kind of like looking at me. So maybe you're right. She probably was really expecting that Coke. I was like,
Hmm.
because I didn't even say no. I just looked at her. I was just like, and I just walked away. That's what I do now. That's what I don't even tell bitches no. I just walk away. Because as soon that's I'm like, damn, you already looking at me like that type of ninja. So I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. All right. Now, what's interesting when you work also in these jobs, there are so many young single mothers out there for no reason. I'm talking about they be like 21, 22, 23, talking about they have 2 kids from 2 different daddies, or they already have one. They can't find, they don't know who the father is, and they'll be like 20, 21 years old. I'm like, how is that even possible? So she ended up being pregnant, but she was like the type of girl, like she'd be like, she'd be missing random days at her work job. People don't ever know where she is, always on her lunch break, typical shit. But yeah, and she ended up being pregnant. That's the last time I saw of her, or saw, like, in terms of see what she's doing. But the last time she was pregnant, but obviously I don't see no dad in the picture. So typical shit, typical shit. But man, I just wish people had like that cutoff. That cutoff. It would people would start getting the message if people actually had a real cutoff switch. Anyway, let's look at. I'm trying to find this story via IG, but I can't. But it looks like I'll have to. It looks like I'd have to. Fuck it. Man, it looks like I'll let me leave that alone. Let me go via Twitter and open up something new regarding the topic. Let's see here. Oh, right here. So before I go to the main event, the main event, right? So let's shit on some trad cons real quick. So right here, this is Pearl Davis, Just Pearly Things Twitter. So obviously, I'm not a fan of Just Pearly Things. People know this by now, obviously, but she posted something. She's been on Twitter, and she's single-handedly proving that the so-called tradcon women are just, they're feminist as well. They're just a different
Mhm.
type of feminist. So the way, because Just Pearly was basically, she was going on a row, basically saying that, look, defending Steve Crowder, what he was going through, right, and basically saying, oh, Crowder's innocent. His wife is trying to destroy him. Look at the evidence, blah, blah, blah. But all the tradcon women, or the wives of these so-called famous tradcon men, are all on Hillary Crowder's side. And Pearly was the only person defending this man. And it exposed the feminism of most of these tradcons that I've been trying to tell people about.
This look like a
These
coin flip. This look like a coin flip of like how Destiny defending defending that guy,
Yeah,
and now she's defending this guy.
it's crazy. Or you have like like Destiny. You got Destiny being the only person calling out the Asian broad that's
Mhm.
basically trafficking Fresh's alleged kid. Even though I don't even think that's Fresh's kid. I don't even think that's Fresh's kid, but we'll see how
Jack,
that we'll see how that turns out, though. We'll see how that turns out. But here, she posted something. Here you have a men's conference. This is something that my dad has been trying to get me to go to for some reason. Not this specific conference. My dad has been trying so hard to get me to like one of these Christian men's conference, and I've been trying to tell my dad in a nice way, like, Dad, those conferences are not for men. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
this is an example of what you're going to see at these men's conferences. So right here, you have a men's conference, a supposed Christian men's conference. They got a man up here on a stripper pole. I don't know if you guys can see this on full screen. You got a man about to do an exercise on a stripper pole. This is a male stripper trying to give the word of Christ, allegedly, right?
To women.
No. This is a men's conference. This is a male stripper on a pole
Oh.
doing his thing while basically showing a demonstration via a stripper pole. Like, I done seen shit like this in church. It'll be like a whole bunch of ballet dancers, and there's like one clearly gay dude dancing all up on the stage. you're just like, what in the hell is going on with these spots? But I just want you guys to I've seen this live. It's crazy. But this is the rainbow stuff that be going on at these men's conferences.
I've been up since 1 o'clock in the morning. The reason I'm hoarse is I have been praying for you, and my heart is very burdened for you. And I want to be very careful with this, and it's not what I want to say, but the Jezebel spirit has already been here. The Jezebel spirit opened our event. This is a rebuke and a correction of no one. This is an observation. Before the word of God was open, there was a platform. It was a high place. On it was a pole, an ashtray. The same thing that's used in a strip club for women who have the Jezebel spirit to seduce men. In front of that was a man who ripped his shirt off like a woman does in front of a pole at a strip club. That man then ascended. See, our God is not arrogant. He's not.
Matthew 18. Let me just say.
Thank you.
So at least there were some people that was booing, the demonstration, with the poll and all that. But it was that's crazy. Imagine going to.
Let me just say this. If your brother offends you, go to him privately. But we are brothers in Christ.
So this is I don't want to say the word because I have this word that I like to use when it describes certain rainbow activity, but I don't want to get that yellow $ mark on my live stream. So there
Can I say it?
is
The B word? The B word?
yeah.
Backgammon activity.
Oh hell no. Hold on. I see something in the comments. Carlos X said that Pearl he said Pearl is growing on you. Nah, she's not. But I'm going to, like AJ said, just use her as a sacrificial lamb, right? As
Mhm.
let her put the points out there. Let her take the bullets. At least the points will be out there. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And we'll just take it from there. But yeah, at a men's conference, you had a male stripper on a pole right here. Incident happened at the Stronger Men's Conference in Springfield after Vegas stripper and sword swallower, Alex Magala did a performance with his shirt off. Driscoll got on stage and condemned the performance. Lindell then told Driscoll he was out of line and kicked him off the stage while citing Matthew 18. Bizarre. This is some weird shit. And if people haven't been to like these, the men's conferences, these female conferences, I remember somebody had asked me to play at one of these spots. It's all a production, but guys, just to let you guys, that's that whole, men's conference, females conference, it's all a production. It's not even about getting better. It's all a production. All of it. It's all a
Mhm.
production. It's bizarre to say, bizarre to say the least. So oh shoot, what hour mark am I at? 121. Oh, okay. All right. I still got 10 minutes. Yes, sword swallower. Yep, that's on the description. It's a sword, a Vegas male stripper, and a sword swallower. Oh man, why? Why?
That sounds
Just why?
so fishy.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like they could have. Oh man, they could have. Oh wow, that's just sad. That is. Oh man. Oh, another one. One day I will do a video on this real quick. One day I will do a video on this real quick. This guy, I don't know if you guys seen this video. This is a bit of an older video. I didn't do this. I was supposed to do this video like 2 months ago. But here you have a pastor right here, and he's trying to tell the single bishops at the church to stop emailing him. He's not looking for a wife. And what people don't understand with these spots where all these women on there, they're all going for the pastor. They either
Mhm.
all the single women, and the pastor could be married too. They don't care. They only go for the pastor. If not the pastor, they go for the gay choir director. If not the gay choir director, they go for the MD, the pianist, the organist, the bassist, the guitarist, the drummer. If not those guys, then
A singer.
the singer. Exactly, the singer. Who else? The deacon, right? These people that I just mentioned, these are people that are getting paid at the church. Those are the people that the single women go for. So when you hear single
Chris,
women,
Chris, Chris.
oh, what's up?
Don't forget that one person.
Oh,
The
the pastor's kid.
no. The the collector, the one who collects the,
Oh no, they
especially
ain't
that
going for the
person.
they don't be going for the ushers like that. They don't be going for the ushers. They the people that I mentioned, these are the people that are actually getting money, like real money from the
Yeah.
church. The ushers, they
Um.
don't. When women complain about, oh, there, I don't see no men at church. When they say that, they're just talking about the pastors, the musicians, the deacons, and the few famous people that will attend the front rows of the church. Those are the only people that they see. They're not talking about the niggas in parking ministry and the ones that are doing kids daycare. Those dudes with the orange vest that be helping out with parking and stuff. They're not looking for those
Yeah.
guys. The parking. No, they call it parking ministries. So they're not talking about those guys. They're not talking about those people, they be all going for the pastor, and most of the times the pastors will partake. They'll have like they'll be literally messing with half of the women in the church and then giving advice on your marriage at the same time. It's one of the most interesting things to see. But shout out to this pastor who's literally putting it out there like, yo, stop blowing up my email. I'm not looking for a wife.
You have joined this church because you think you're going to marry me.
You know that some women join the churches of single pastors thinking that they're going to become the first lady? Well, Jonathan Miller says, not today.
This is a very serious announcement. If you have joined this church because you think you're going to marry me, this needs to be your last Sunday. We don't do that here. I don't run through the women. We don't do that here. So I have to say this because unfortunately we've had several situations with several individuals who have made it clear to several of our leaders that they felt God led them here to be a spouse to me. I can tell you that is a lie. Second order of business.
You'll be surprised in these churches. They'll literally I'm talking about the pastor will be married too, and they'll say this. They'll put it in the email. They'll tell whoever's the leader. They'll tell whoever's like the board of directors. They try to get into contacts with people. God told me to lead. They'll say shit like that. You'll be like, you'll be like, damn, this is the only strategy these 304s got. This is like the only strategy. You'll be like, go for the pastor first. Okay, can't get the pastor. Okay, let me get the pastor's son. Oh, okay, can't get the pastor's son. Let me get one of the musicians. You'll notice though, like if you go to these, particularly these mega churches, all the musicians be married. All of the musicians will have kids, marriage. All the pastors are usually married up. Why? Because the woman at that church, they don't play games. They'd be like, nah, let me lock down one of the guys that be getting paper at this church. And they're always locked up. It's rare if you see a single person say part of. That's why if they see a single person, particularly in the music ministry or a single person that's one of the pastors at the church, they assume that man is gay because they're always gonna have women going after him. Always. It don't matter if you ugly too. They don't care. They're like, no, God led me to be with you, one of the people that are making money at this church.
Business, we had an individual call the church. I don't know this person. They said they were upset because they had been in a relationship with me for an extended period of time via email, and I suddenly stopped reaching out to them. Well, that's because you were never talking to me in the first place. So to whoever that was, I'm sorry that you went through this tragic event, but that's not our fault. And I would pray that you would be.
He said this tragic event. You catch that? The shade, the shade that he threw right there.
Be less gullible in the days ahead. But I assure you that if you push this any further, we will legally take action with great prejudice. So go ahead and let it die. Repent and go find a real human. So we're not going to do none of this foolishness because you was talking to a fake page thinking it's me. So let me set order. If you came to this church and you think I'm your husband, unthink it. So let's calm that down. Look at your neighbor and say, calm all that down. Calm all. We don't do that foolishness here. You should be glad you got a pastor with some integrity. We don't do that stuff here. If you have...
Lord. Oh, man. But I want you to read look at the comments. All the comments is from Straggles saying that he's gay. So right here, he says, Pastor, not my type. I worry if you really want a relationship with a woman. You see? Top comment already.
He wants a cheater.
That's what I said in the comments. I was like, so y'all want, so I'm like, so you guys do want a pastor that be running through hoes. I mean, God, I'm like, wow, okay. So right here, you see another comment. No wife, and he said he has no wife, and he's rebuking all the women in church. It's a lot of pastors being real sassy nowadays. So right here, when you hear women calling men sassy, it's just another way to call men gay because a lot of men been calling out women for calling men gay as a diss. So they think that using the word sassy covers it, but it's still the same thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
as I said, it's like calling the guy the F word. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I remember you had also said is like I like you get mad when I say the F word, but you say it's feces. We're both
Yes.
it's almost like I call it crap, but you say feces. But I'm the bad guy
Yeah.
because I say it's crap. You know what I mean?
Same
That
thing.
was
Yeah.
same thing.
Same thing.
You know, it's interesting how that works.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It's like
ATL.
same thing. It's like saying like it's like saying you F the girl, and then people get offended. Why do you say F? And then you said you had an intercourse with a girl. It's the exact same thing. You fornicate. It's the exact same word.
Oh man. Oh, speaking of, that's what I did. I did say I was gonna go over this. So I don't know if you remember this broad here that I did in
Yes,
one
I
of the
remember.
shows. So this girl right here deleting my comments and shit. Nah, so we gotta do a hate-a-thon. So right here.
Yeah, I remember you
Before I
said that.
get so so this girl, she would have on her pinned videos like this when she's specifically talking about her and her male best friend, this guy. Now, I don't know what happened recently, but recently, I guess people have been trolling her long enough to be like, if that guy's your friend, why don't you just tag him so other women can get at him? And she refused to tag this dude for like years. I'm talking about,
Mhm.
sorry, for like a whole year from what I've known this page. So now she's tagging the dude. Now she's
Mhm.
finally tagging the dude, right? But I remember in this specific comment thread, I had said somebody a woman tried to call her bluff. It's like, good, is he single? And she was like, ha ha ha, all yours. But we all knew that was out of pain she did that shit, because it's not because she actually likes him. It's
Mhm.
because she's using him as a placeholder so she can go through all the dudes that she really wants, but use him as a energy vessel to suck all the energy from
Yes,
him.
he's
So
useful.
yeah. So you're just like, but now I had said a couple comments in this thread. She deleted it. I'm not lying about this. She deleted it. It was an interaction between me and the main commenter. She deleted it. And I was just like, oh man, I would have been rooting for you if you actually snagged this dude. I would have been like, yes. I was going like we had like a good back and forth for like 6 or 7 replies, basically
Yeah.
trolling her for just using the guy as material, because she's been using this specific guy as material to talk about, you've normalized having deep friendships between men and women. Now, she had a main post that used to be pinned. It's not pinned anymore, but it was like it had like I'm talking about it had like 20 million views. It was one of her most viewed posts. And I don't know. I think I don't. Well, she didn't delete it, but she didn't pin it anymore. So I don't know if I can find that real quick, but it's in. Oh, it's in my. I did a video on this. So this right here. So this
Oh,
specific video, she did this, and obviously she didn't tag the guy. I can't find the original video of it, but this video used to be pinned, and it had like 16 million views. And she's been using this guy as content. And I remember she was saying, "Oh, he's been friends. We've been friends for like what did she say? We've been friends for 8 years. Yeah, that's what she said. We've been friends for 8 years." And you're just like, 8 years,
mm-mm,
8
mm-mm.
years. Oh man,
There's no way.
imagine. Do you know how much? And here's the thing, because remember I showed you a Pyro that video where um I showed how like women use men. So this is the video I'm talking about right here. So women use men as where they don't have to pay, right? So remember that video I showed, like the it was an African woman, and she's basically bragging about how she has male friends because she doesn't have to pay the bill when she hangs out with them. Remember that video?
Yes,
I
I
don't
remember.
know.
I remember.
So that's the difference between black women and white women. Black women have zero tact when it comes to their sexual strategy. So
Yeah.
they have like no qualms of revealing their sexual strategy, that it puts most men off. That's why black women struggle in the dating market. But all women use this strategy. All women use this strategy. They know if they're in
Someone
a
just good with it.
friend group
Yes.
with all men, they know they don't have to pay for a lot of shit. POV, you're hanging out with your guy BFF of 8+ years, and it's always good vibes because you just have deep combos, laughing, blah 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 blah.
AG.
This used to be one of her most. She pinned this video. She used to pin this video. She took it off, obviously, because you can tell that people were calling her out. And you see, obviously, my top comment right here, it has like 58,000 likes, and I said, "Please set that man free." You know what I mean? But like I said, women like that, she needs that guy. But these are the
I wish
guys.
I wish I
How old is
was
she?
there. Just I wish I was to just like break it up. Like I would just go in there and just gaslight both of them. Like, does she do this for you? Like I wouldn't be with somebody for 8 years and she doesn't do this for me. I think you should like cut her off. I would just
just
go
to
in
be
there
the
and just
voice, just to be the voice of doubt. That would be
yes,
somebody needs a man needs to do that. A man needs to be in this guy's life, pause, and just be like, why don't you can't you move on from this bitch? You can't find nobody else? Because women like that, they mess up your sexual value. But
yeah.
let me hate on her real quick. Let me look at her profile to see what we're working with. So here we have Alina Hinch. Okay. Self in social relationships, founder of Girls Upstate Official. Let's check out this page. Let's see if she's done actual work on this page or she's a lazy son of a bitch. Let's let me see. Building community, empowering women, New York. Oh, you already know this girl is a super liberal. Building community, empower women, capital regions, top wellness community for women. Okay, does she actually run that group, or is that like she's just part of the group?
She's a placeholder. She's a
Yeah.
placeholder.
I don't think she like found. She probably okay. She was probably one of the first women that joined that group. I'll just let me assume that because I don't even see her picture nowhere in any of this. She was probably one of the first females that joined these cohort of unchosen females right here.
Yeah.
Anytime you see a group of bitches looking like this, you already know these are a cohort, a conglomerate of unchosen 304s. You know what I
Oh
mean?
god.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
you just, I'm not trying to put these bitches on blast, but this is clearly uh a bunch of women that haven't been chose, and it shows. It definitely shows. So that's the group apparently that she's part of, that she said she was a founder of. I doubt it. Let me see. Is that her? Oh, that is her. So I don't know. Let me see. Let's see what this broad has to say. She said she don't have friends, and she said this ninja been her friend for 8 years.
Oh, she's a loser. Never mind.
What a asshole! What an asshole! What an asshole! Wow, I'm really mad right now. So she talk. This is the. I swear, you'll talk to these bitches, bro, and you'll be. Oh, I don't have any friends. I don't talk to anybody. Oh, hold on. I didn't. Oh, am I sharing this? I don't think. Am I? I don't
Chris,
think I'm sharing her page. Sorry, I didn't share. Sorry, guys, I did not share her page. So this is the group that I'm talking about.
Chris,
So this is.
Chris.
Yeah, what's up?
Remember what you said. She doesn't have any friends. So he is he is not her friend.
Yep.
In her eyes.
Oh man. So let me sorry, let me because I didn't show the page. I forgot I wasn't sharing the page. I'm sorry, guys. But this is the group apparently that she has co-founded. The group of unchosen 304s right here. If you can see this. So when you look, if you're looking at pictures like this, well, no, particularly when you're looking at pictures with all these bitches with white robes on and groups like that, this is a conglomerate of bitches that have not been chosen. These are people to not be taken seriously in life. I'm sorry to tell the truth, but this is what it is.
It's all
But let me go.
self-inflicted.
Yeah, please, man. Like I said,
A
this is the
conglomerate.
generation. Yes, a conglomerate of unchosen 304s. This is what this is. This is what this is. Girls Upstate Official, whatever the hell that is. So let's talk to the co-founder right here. This mind you, this is the broad, right? And she's talking about, oh, normalize having male friendships. I had this male friendship for 8+ years. And this is the video of her talking from the year 2021, mind you. So she clearly still had knew this guy during this time. Look what she says. Look what she says.
Sucks. It's been really affecting my mental health.
Hold on for a sec. Let me replay that one more time.
I don't have friends. It just sucks. It's been really affecting.
She says, I don't have friends. It really sucks. She goes right here. And mind you, she's talking about, oh, I had that guy, that male friend for 8+ years. I told bitches like that are very disingenuous. First of all, you're not really supposed to be listening to bitches that has lived most of their 20s and late teens if they live their life in New York City, because that's not reality. The dating scene in New York City particularly is like, it's the wild, wild west, low key. And you have a lot of bitches that think there's something because they probably had a one-night stand with an athlete or an entertainer, and then they'll be like, okay, I can't get the entertainer. Let me get a finance bro. The finance bro puts them in their place, and they're just like, there's nobody out there. So this is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with with bitches from New York City. I'm especially today. So let's look at her caption. She said, in one of my old YouTube videos from 2021, I opened up about feeling very isolated and lonely because I didn't have local friends. I used to call my sister crying because of how lonely I felt. I knew this heavy feeling wasn't something that I wanted anymore, so I decided to change that. I put myself out there, sought connections, and opened myself up to friendship and community. This journey has led me to an abundance of beautiful, amazing people and a strong mission to help others who feel this way. I know how hard that can be, and you're not alone. Jesus
affecting
Christ.
my mental health. I don't have friends.
Where is your male friend? Where is your male friend that you like to parade? You was acting like you didn't care about. Where's my boy? Nowhere to be found, huh? Nowhere to be fucking found. Interesting. Interesting. It's very interesting how that works. So this is a group. First of all, New York City is not far from me. I'm finna send an agent in there. Look, man, I'm gonna send a girl I know into that group. Fuck it. I'm gonna be like, yo, I want you to go into this group. I need some information. I need some information.
Yeah,
Dude, I know, dude. Dude, it's just New York City's just a train ride away. Just a train ride away from me.
Yeah.
I'm finna.
You can take the Metro North to go down there, though. You get there. Yeah.
Yep.
It's easy.
Metro North, Amtrak. You know what I'm saying? And really, it's really, and plus, just a drive. I could drive there. It's only an hour drive. It's only an hour drive. So, yeah.
I know,
so
because I know from here, from where I live in Queens, though, you could drive out there, take you about an hour and a half, more or less, at least.
Yeah.
At least. So it's not really that long though.
So we got this girl here, man. So that's her thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Do you know how, like, okay, I know a musician that I've been working with. I'm not saying she has the same similar story, but they do this thing where they go to New York and they think they're finna do something, but it's not what they think it's going to be. You need a plan when you're going to these big cities like New York City, Atlanta, Miami, Los Angeles. You know what I mean? You need a plan, before you get to something like that. All right, so let's say POV. You realize your life is completely customizable, and you can literally. So this is a basic bitch. So yeah, I cannot believe she has that. Talking about this is my friend for 8+ years, and mind you, they live in the same city. They live in the guy. They live in the same city, and she's talking about she felt alone and all this stuff. See, New York, New Jersey, but his store is in New York City. Look, I'm a troll, so at heart, so I'm a troll at heart. So look, you never know, because sometimes I do be in New York City, just walking around, going to a Mets game here or there, right? About to go to see a Yankees game real soon. You never know. I might just pop up on some sometimes I'll just pop up certain spots. You never know. I fit it. I don't know where his store is located. So this is the guy right here. His name is Kareem. Homie, I hope you saw that video that your supposed female friend put out there, that she ain't never had no friends and you don't count. You don't count, bro. So I hope you know that. But I gotta see where his store is located. I might take a visit, because it's a flea market store in Jersey City. Oh, Jersey City. That's still not a long train ride, But anyway, enough about her. But yeah, usually when you see a so-called Instagram personality, and you don't really know what her job is, we'll just put two and two together. Just put two and two together. And I have to ask how she got the money together to get this group that she has. So let me see. Girls Upstate official. Let's see. So I don't know. I guess this is a group that she made of, via the Meets Up app, and I don't know. Maybe she's trying to make it more than what it is. But usually, when you see women like this and you don't really know what her job is, you just put two and two together. And I'd probably have to ask, how did she get the money to get this thing going? We'll see. We shall see. We we shall see. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this because I saw when I don't know, I was triggered when I saw that she had took down my shit. I was like, oh, this is what we doing, man. All right. But anyway, let's go to the main topic, right? Let's go to the main topic.
It was
So right here, this is the main story. And I'm seeing this pattern of women, basically, they're just expecting men to put their life on the line for random strangers. Now, I don't even think just women. They just expect men to just put their life just as, I don't know who said it the other day. I'm forgetting his name, but he said they just want men to be bullet sponges. I don't know who somebody said that to me. Yeah, Rocky, the guy Rocky in the comments section that comments on most of my videos. He said they want men to be bullet sponges. You know, just putting their life on the line for random women that they don't know, particularly women. You know what I mean? They don't even give a fuck about the kids, just women. So here, let's watch this video of a woman on a Chicago campus getting robbed in broad daylight. So this is the woman getting robbed. And this is the person robbing her, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's just this guy that's just watching the whole thing, and he's just sitting there the whole time. You just got to take, you got to watch it. It's brilliant.
It was just before 3 in the 5600 block of South University. Maddie says a confrontation happened.
Also, that's the guy that robs her right here.
And the suspect demanded her phone before flashing the gun. The pair got into a tussle.
I was grabbing for maybe my phone, maybe the gun. It's really like a blackout moment for me. And I realized that I was able to grab the magazine out of the gun.
The loaded magazine, now in police custody, Maddie says, and she hopes it will help solve the crime. Just minutes after that ordeal sent people in the area scrambling to safety. Another armed robbery involving 2 suspects with handguns reported in the 1300 block of East 56th Street. That crime under investigation by the Chicago Police Department.
I want to feel safer on this campus. That's the bottom line.
I think we can always ask for more from our campus and our city.
Maddie says she hopes fellow students and staff are vigilant and keep their guard up. When all said and done, she says her reaction was a knee-jerk one, and she's thankful to be okay.
I couldn't necessarily really register the threat ahead of me. So definitely wouldn't advocate for fighting back.
That guy is, first of all, that guy, he deserves a statue or something because he literally was he literally was a statue. He's just like, man, that is not my problem. He's just literally watching it. He's just like, well, I'm glad that ain't me. And he just walks away. This is perfect.
You know, losing a life over a phone is definitely not worth it.
It was just before 3 in the 5600 block of South University. Maddie says a confrontation happened and the suspect demanded her phone before flashing the gun. The pair got into a tussle.
I was grabbing for maybe my phone, maybe the gun. It's really like a blackout moment for me. And I realized that I was able to grab the magazine out of the gun.
Okay, so it started over. But it's interesting with this story. It's all women in the comment section shaming the guy that was just sitting there. And it's, you know, I'm literally like, they're not even blaming the police. They just want men to go in front of armed men and put their life on the line for a broad that he does not know. And I'm like, bruh, first of all, you don't know if that man, first of all, you don't know, even though it's a young man, you don't know if he has a family. You don't know if he has a kid himself. You don't know if he has a girl at home that needs to, you don't know if he has a grandma that got cancer and he's the only one that has hope of making sure the bills are paid. You know, it's like, they don't even consider that. It's just like, as a man, you got to protect. And I'm here to tell the world, or men or women in general, guys, men are not entitled to, you are not entitled to a man's protection. Just the same way a man is not entitled to a woman's body. Same man is not entitled to what she does with her body. What's in my body, my choice. Well, that applies to men as well. Men don't have to be bullet bags
Right.
for you, right?
Right. I agree.
I agree.
That's just the way it is, though. I mean, whenever it's too bad that something like that happens, though. But then you got to think, look, if I go and I step up, and then this guy decides to, point a gun in my face, then what? What's going to happen to me, though? You understand? So you
While
have
she
to think
runs,
about that, too, though. I mean, you have to think about your own safety, though. So,
while she runs away, too.
Exactly. That's the point.
And you know what happens? You'll have these there have been plenty of dudes that have stepped up, right? And it'll be like a boyfriend and girlfriend going at it physically, right? And a man will step up, tell them to break it up, and then the man ends up getting shot dead by either the woman or the man, and the woman will just run off with the guy that was just beating her up while
Yeah, there
leaving
was something in the news about that about a few weeks ago that happened.
It happens all the time. There's too many stories about that. And here's the worst part about it. You'll have men shaming men for not quote unquote protecting, and you're just like, you're not even gonna ask what this bitch did to me or what did she do to put herself in that situation, but you just want a random man to just put himself in there.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So here you have this. Let me put this page on blast, right? So you have this so-called wide awake media, and look at the caption that they put on there, right? They say beta male watches a girl getting robbed right in front of him and does absolutely nothing to help her. So I'm like, so he's a beta for not putting himself on the line for a random girl? This is what we're calling beta males?
Wait. That sounds like a RP RP talking point right there.
You know what? This is why I don't even subscribe to that whole. This is why I don't even subscribe to that whole beta male, alpha male, sigma, right? I don't even subscribe to none of that shit because, first of all, there's very few alphas in general. And there's even guys in the RP space. I don't even think they understand what the term alpha, the term, like just what like they think that because LeBron James is a Democrat, they think that still doesn't make him an alpha male. You could still be a blue pill dude and be alpha. There's plenty of dudes like that. There's very few alphas in the world, meaning this man enters the room, all eyes are on him. People are looking up to that person, and he could be blue pill.
Yeah.
But people think because they're conservative or they're RP that they God has chosen them to be alpha. No, it doesn't work like that. There's very few alphas in life, just in life in general. There's very few alphas. This is why I'm more on the side of, I think every man can achieve improving their masculinity. I think every man can do that. So I try to focus on that, right? In terms of men being more masculine. I think every man can achieve that. But this whole thing about, oh, we need to all be alpha males and put our necks on the line for broads we don't know. No. That's not how this works. I think every man can achieve being the best masculine version of themselves. That's what I believe in. And I believe part of that is making sure you're protecting you know how to protect yourself first as a man, not playing hero on the street, playing what's the ninja with the guns? Punisher. Stop trying to act like Punisher on the streets and you get shot.
Yeah.
So that's not being an alpha or whatever, or that's not what achieving being masculine is. This is where I would push back. But whatever, you're seeing, like, you'll see these particularly conservatives or men that think that they're chosen by God, and these people, they don't understand. Like, they really think it's best served for them as a man to step up and protect women that hate them. That where
Yeah,
how
no,
how as a man, if you want to be appreciated, if you're just giving out your services for free,
for
right?
free. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a whole like demanding respect.
Yeah. And Chris, it's not a matter of just giving your service; it's giving your life away.
Yeah,
Okay, because this could cost you your life, and you got to think about that. Once that's taken, though, it can't be brought back. So you have to think about that.
Look at this comment. He said he's clearly in his soft guy era, and she did her job protecting him. Drizzle.
Yeah, well,
the troll comments are troll.
Oh man, I love comments like that. The drizzle. The beautiful thing about drizzle and the women that hate it, they don't even understand the irony. I'm like, women, broads, you girls do realize that they're using that to troll. They're
right.
using that to troll, but the women don't even get it. Like, I've seen like women
They
like
do.
reply to this and be like, "Oh my god, this is the softest era of men ever. What is this drizzle?" I'm like, they're
Chris,
using a parody.
Yeah.
Chris.
Oh,
Uh,
what's up?
I think average man unplugged said it before. They do know, but they do know, but like they're trying to play it off like because it makes them look stupid, and they don't want to make them look even worse because they're demanding it, and then these guys are trolling them with it, so they feel so bad like they have to revert it and say no, guys shouldn't be doing this and doing that.
Well,
They do know.
because it's obvious, the hypocrisy is so obvious, so they act like it didn't even make a point. You know what I mean? They'll just act,
Yeah.
they'll play it off. And I don't know, I haven't seen Average Man's Unplugged channel in a while. I might have to check up on him. But hold on for a second. So you'll have a comment like this from a wannabe Marvel superhero, right? This guy said, "Still a beta male. Only beta males give props to other beta males." And the guy replies back like, "Okay." So I don't know. He probably found a video of, so it'll be guys that be looking like this, right? And they'd be wearing the cameo, and they be thinking they superheroes, and then they end up being in court like Kyle Rittenhouse,
Mhm.
getting in
That's
trouble
right.
when they could have
Yep,
just
that's
stayed
right.
their ass home, because Kyle Rittenhouse could have just avoided the whole situation by just staying home. Just stay
Yeah.
home. Shoot, use your AK, use it to shoot your ducks, your deer, and whatever. There's no need to go out there and play hero, or what you think is playing hero, because Kyle Rittenhouse he probably thought he was a hero, but now you in trouble for going out there thinking you the Punisher. You know what I mean? So just stay home, protect yourself first. If people were actually okay, this is what people don't understand with this, man. Because people just think that being brave or being a real man is just putting your life on a line for random people. No. If men had if men were organized in terms of this, look, we're only protecting women in our family, meaning this: moms, possible sister, maybe a female cousin, maybe, but I wouldn't even add female cousin to that list. So just mom, sister. I'm only protecting those women in my family, in my immediate family, a daughter, right?
And daughter. Yeah.
That's it. And if
Yeah.
men were
That's
just
it.
like this is it, and the only way you get my protection is if you follow if you're under my rules. If you go outside of this, you don't get my protection. If every man
Yeah.
had that, people would act right. But because you have that, this is why we have the chaos that we have. You know, the robber went after the female at the college campus, not because he didn't think men were not going to step in. He knew, because the way Chicago is working right now, they are basically in these Democrat-led cities, states, whatever, but city states like in Chicago, right?
I know what you're
In
gonna
these
say.
Democrat-led city states, they basically make you a criminal for defending yourself. This is why he attacked that woman on campus, because he knew she couldn't defend herself. Because if a regular citizen is not allowed to carry guns at all, you're just not allowed to defend yourself. That's why he attacked that woman, and because she was a woman. That's why he targeted her. But for some reason, they put all the blame on the man, and he has literally nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this.
Double-edged sword. Double-edged
You know,
sword.
the double-edged sword that we talk about, right here. He said he was right to do nothing. Helping her would have brought nothing but trouble. And these are facts. These are facts. So somebody say, so here you have another wannabe Rambo dude talking about the guy left his balls at home and a swarm of bitter men are celebrating it as wise. How about this here? This is what I always try to tell dudes like that. Because it'll be dudes like that, they'll say that, and then I'll be like, have you ever signed up for the military or, joined the... Nope. Never signed up for
None of that. When
not
something
even
like that happens right in front of that person, though, they'll be hiding in the bushes.
Yeah.
Seriously. The same ones will be saying, "Oh, he's a simp." The same guy, if he sees that, he'll be hiding in the bushes himself.
And
So he's full of crap.
And then he will crawl out. He will crawl out of the bushes and say to the other guy, "You should have did something."
There you go. Thank you, Pyro. Thank you. There you go. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. That's it.
So right here, this is where I got this picture from, because I keep seeing this guy. So anytime something will happen to a broad, they will always bring this picture up. So that's where I found out who this guy was. So his name, I forgot I'm already blanking on this guy's name. But basically, according to the information that I got, this guy came in and basically saved a bunch of people from being harassed or attacked, whatever that may be. And he's about to go to jail because they have women, particularly women, have voted in laws where you're not allowed to protect your fellow man. They make it illegal to protect others. Actually, they make it illegal.
Okay.
To protect, not only just to protect yourself, but to protect others. They make it illegal. And that's why I always tell dudes, do not try to save female sports. Stop doing that. This is the natural order of things happening. You just gotta let it happen. You gotta let the men, you got to let the ninjas in wigs come in there and dominate. You know what I mean?
And I hope it continues.
Yeah. You gotta let, if you're going in and you're talking about I'm saving female sports, how does that make you different from the male feminists on the liberal side? And on top of that, because they're always talking about, man, I want these women to learn a lesson. Okay, how are they going to learn a lesson if you keep interfering when something inconveniences them?
Uh-huh.
And then on top of that, with the female sports thing, the women on the TradCon side, guess who they're blaming for this? They're not blaming women for voting this in. They're blaming men. They're saying, why are I'm looking at the comments and they're like, why are men always interfering in I'm like, I thought these are supposed to be TradCon women. It sounds like liberal women complaining about men, as I usually see in these comments. But situations like this reveal that they just expect men to just put their just put the life on the line. just whatever, And unfortunately, I have to put my um I wouldn't consider. So remember the girl I was talking about earlier that I said
Mm-hmm.
that might be considered my friend. So apparently her comment is right up top here. I didn't even realize this until now. So she's here saying the feminist stuff. The guy who's just sitting there should be arrested too. Now, to be fair to her, she comes from a more traditional Haitian household. She like her dad is Haitian in the mother. Like her dad, like he he has this family and he has another family. I'm not trying to put her business out there, but that's some, that's some, that's some Haitian ass shit right there. Like real traditional, like really traditional household. So she might just expect men to do that. But if Ruth, if you're listening to this, I will tell you this is the year 2024, right? A lot of the stuff that you're complaining about men not doing, mostly women have voted this in. On top of that, you're now having a large cohort of men that have been primarily raised by women. And even if they grew up in a two-parent household, eventually the dad would have, left or they got divorced, right? And the woman probably takes primary custody of the kids most times. So you're having mostly men, a large portion of men being primarily raised by women. So this whole thing about where are the masculine men and where are the men putting their life? No, nope. Those days are gone. And that's not of men's doing. That's of women's doing.
And,
So right
and Chris,
here. Oh, okay.
so I'm sorry, Chris. Look,
Oh, no, you're
these
good.
women are they're raising the same type of guys that they're resenting or complaining about. Because that's what's happening, though. Especially with these women, though, with these, if they're single women, they're raising these guys to become the same guys that they're complaining about. Oh, how come they're not protecting us? How come they're not like showing emotions and all that? Well, these same women are complaining to these same guys. Do you understand? It's like the things that they're complaining about men, they're raising them to be that way.
But it makes too much sense though. And the problem is when you say it like that, because I've said that, like, so I've literally talked to women about this and I'll be like, well, you're raising the men that you hate.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they just refuse to do 2 + 2. And I'm like, it equals 4. They're just like, no, it must be 8. It must be 8. And you're just like, no, it's like the problem is you guys can fix the problem. You guys can
Exactly.
fix it. On AJ's channel yesterday, right? I was talking about Torsha, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys know who Torsha is, but she's another female in this manosphere that's a complete grifter. Like it's just so ridiculous. But
Oh yeah, you mentioned that, yeah.
this girl was on Undead Chronic stream the other day on my way to a gig. I listened to the stream and she was trying to come up with all types of excuses on why Andrew Wilson, this guy, married a single mom, and how basically how us as men, we put too much blame on single mothers. And you're just like, why in the hell is she in this space anyway? You're just like, why is she in this? How do you even argue that? Like it was like I felt so bad for Chronic because it was like pulling teeth trying to get her to admit, like, yo, like Chronic was being very nice. He was being very nice to the bitch, like really
That
nice, because it was like
that
he was literally like, look, women choose who they have sex with, and they, for some
hmm
reason, a lot of them choose to procreate with degenerates, but it's men's fault. Torsha basically sounded like Dr. Umar Johnson, but like a white female
yeah.
version of it. It was so weird. It
That's
was
dumb.
like
All I
like
could say is if she wanted a Russell Wilson, she should have been with
She can
Russell Wilson at day one.
she can get it. She can get it. They can get a Russell Wilson. He might not make $100,000, but they can get a good guy. They just don't want it. They just don't want it. They don't, first of all, they don't even want to be in a stable relationship, in my opinion, until they're post-wall and they're 2 and 3 baby daddies in. That's the only time they will even consider. Like when they feel like they have options, they're not going for Russell Wilson.
Right. I agree.
So it's I encourage people, please watch the Torture stream versus Undead Chronic, because what was interesting in that stream, she was acting like she agreed with everything Chronic said. I was like, oh, here we go. She playing acting. But then as soon, it was funny because it transitioned from Chronic roasting Myron and Fresh right into him starting to roast Andrew Wilson. This is why I love guys like Chronic, because they go at everybody. So you thinking, oh, he only going. No, then he was like, Chronic was moving on to one person to the next, and then he goes right into Andrew Wilson, and because she has an affinity for Andrew Wilson and his wife Rebecca Wilson, so-called TradCons, and because she has a relationship with him, she was like, wait, don't talk about Andrew Wilson. She turned into feminist mode. She went from so-called, I understand what you're saying, Chronic, to no, don't talk about the Wilsons that way, to why are you talking about single mother? You got to see the switch. I don't know if any Garrett, Garrett's in the chat. I don't know if you saw that stream. If anybody saw that stream, it was the switch up was so funny. She went from like literally agreeing to everything that Chronic said, right up until he mentioned Wilson. And oh man, Chronic has said some funny shit. He said Rebecca Wilson had her kids had ADD, all different dads. I fell out because I have not heard that term since I was a kid. I remember I heard that term when I was a kid because people kept talking about ADD, but the inside joke was all different dads. I first heard that joke in church from a teenager at the time. He was like 15 or 16, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, he got ADD, all different." That was the first time I heard that. I haven't heard that joke in years. I almost fell out. I was like, "Oh my god, that's hilarious." So here we have Andrew Wilson in there trying to virtue signal to adult actresses, and meanwhile, he married a single mom.
Wow.
And I'm talking, remember when I revealed this in the chat, there were some people they didn't know. Jessica didn't know this, but they hide it. These people, the TradCons, they hide it so well. they hide the debauchery so well. I don't even know. Did AJ even know about the Rebecca Wilson being a single mom? I don't remember.
I don't know.
But there were people on our panel, and I think including they didn't know. But the thing is, what's interesting about the TradCons, they hide it so well, and what they do is specific. This is what they do. They like to go on podcasts like the Whatever Podcast, where it's literally filled up with OnlyFans 304s. Of course, that's easy pickings. It's almost like, how people were giving Ben Shapiro, who I like, by the way, but you know how people were giving Ben Shapiro like way so much credit for debating college kids, but I'm like, they're college kids. Like you're literally debating against indoctrinated 304. Like they're at the beginning process of being indoctrinated. They're like in the beginning stages of becoming Arxists, if you catch my drift, right? You're literally debating 18, 19-year-olds that don't know nothing about nothing, right? So what the conservatives do, what I've noticed, these guys be on the Whatever they be on the show 7 days a week, bro. They're always on that show. I'm talking about. I'm like, don't they got nothing else to do just to be on a show? virtue signaling to prawn stars. That's what
They
you're
must be
trying to.
getting paid.
No, they won't admit it, but a lot of these trad cons, they're prawn addicts just like the rest of us. So they won't admit it, but they always want to be on the whatever podcast around these 304s. I don't even want to be around women like that. Like not that many times, but he's always on that show. So I was like, let me do some research on this ninja. Because this is ridiculous. So I kept seeing his wife all over the Twitter, right? And I guess people like his wife because she's quote unquote based. But then I find out Andrew married her and she had kids, all different dads. Chronic wasn't lying about like all the kids she had, all of them different dads. It was either two or three kids from different dads. And you're just like, I'm talking about each kid from a different dad. And I'm like, so he's going up on there, virtue signaling to 304s that probably got molested when they were kids. People don't want to talk about that because if we want to actually fix this 304 problem, you know what we got to do? We got to attack the root of it. Okay, why did she become a 304? Oh, she got touched when she was 6, 5 years old, 8, 7. We done had escorts go on YouTube talking about they was in kindergarten, something happened. And you're like, God damn. And you look at the research. Okay, mom had 8 through 20 boyfriends coming through the house, 2 to 3 different stepdads. And it's not just necessarily the stepdads abusing them. It's like you have families from the stepdads.
Yes.
That are not related to the kid. They have no vested interest, so they're just looking at the kid like a piece of meat. So you literally have all of this going on. And the reason why people don't want to attack the root of it, because at the end of the day, we'll be like, okay, so why is this mom having all these different men around their kids? So you see right there, all the responsibility goes back on the mother. Okay, why is the biological father not in the kid's life? And they don't ever want to come to that root of the question because we all know it would put women in a quote unquote bad light. But if we actually want to fix the problem, it's not trying to preach the gospel to escorts because escorts know where to go to get saved. We see it in the black community all the time. There's plenty, like most of these old church ladies that you see in these black churches, they were all former prostitutes, and they found a new pimp, which was a pastor at a new church next to the liquor store. They know where to go to get saved. So if we're gonna actually solve the problem, we got to see why. How come all these women are now talking about at 14, talking about I always wanted to be a porn star, but you're 14 years old? How does that work? But like I said, if we actually went to the root of the problem, it would actually put women in the responsibility mode. And men, most men, including the conservatives, especially the conservatives, they don't ever want to hold a woman to that responsibility to actually prevent this stuff from happening. Angel, what were you going to say?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, you already know the single mama is not gonna pick a right dude. She's gonna intentionally pick a dude who has a criminal record. He could also be a pamper pirate. She doesn't care as long as he has a criminal record or something. Something has to be off about him to make him be around her and the kid.
It was the same. It's almost because they can't. Women are just terrible. They're just terrible pickers of men. This is why I don't have many female friends in general, because what they like to do is pick interesting characters as partners, and then once the man does interesting things, they want to complain about it. They just want somebody to just listen to them. Like you'll hear women say, I don't want you to solve my problems. I just want you to listen and empathize. And you're just like, so you just want to yap. Sorry, I'm not there to hear your yapping. Either fix your problem or don't talk to me. But women will consider that abuse. You know what I mean? Oh, hold up. So Garrett said, wait, him? No. You see, people don't know. People don't know. Andrew Wilson married a single mom. Rebecca Wilson was a single mom. Kids from all different dads. But these people they do the most virtue signaling, and they always pick easy targets, 304s. Like you think, homie, I can make. It's easy to make bitches look stupid live on there. It doesn't take much. You know, that doesn't impress me. You know, like like when I first started watching Fresh and Fit specifically, I used to think, oh, this is not a bad show, but I didn't know they had an after hour show. Fresh and Fit would have a show before the after hour show, right? They would have like shows before that where it would just be Myron and my twin Fresh with the with whoever the guest is, and it would just be the three of them and they would talk. So those are the shows that I saw at first. I didn't know they had like the after hour show. And when I would see the after hour show, I was just like, this is ridiculous. This stuff is ridiculous. Right? So I remember I think the final straw for me for the Fresh and Fit show was Michaela Peterson came on there, right? Another a grifter extraordinaire. Talk about a sandbagger. But anyway, she came on the Fresh and Fit show, and I trolled the shit out of the chat because I was just like, because I wasn't even watching Fresh and Fit like that anymore. But I saw the notification pop up, Michaela Peterson on Fresh and Fit, and I went straight into the stream, and I had on copy and paste. I put hold on for a second. I don't know if I can so so on I put she's a whore, and I copied and pasted that in the chat, and I just kept spamming it in the chat, and I got kicked out. So and I got so yeah, I was like, the troll in me came out. I was just like, she's a whore, she's a whore, she's a whore. It's a chant that I got. Have you guys ever went to like, you know, like in a baseball game or a hockey game, and like white dudes be coming up with the most interesting chants that you'll ever hear? Like I remember
the Brandon chant.
No, it'll be like I just remember watching a baseball game. It was a high school baseball game I saw when I was in high school, and it was this black dude about to come up and swing. But apparently they knew who this guy's girlfriend was, right? And every time he came up to swing, them dudes was in the bleachers like, she's a whore, she's a whore, she's a whore.
Wow.
And the guy, and so it was like the last inning, which was like what, like the fifth or sixth inning in high school baseball. So he finally looked towards them. He's just like, he's like, what are these? And then as soon as he finally acknowledged them, their guys were like, yeah. I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's their own way of.
You know what I mean? But apparently they knew who his girl was. You know what I mean? I was like, they trolled the shit out of it. And mind you, the only reason why I brought up, like, in low key, his race really didn't matter, is because at the same, because I remember when we had this black player at my suburb high school, and he went to the hood and played, and he was the only black person on the team, on our team, and he got trolled by black people. for being the only black person on the white team. So this is the stuff that be happening in my part of in the part of Connecticut that I'm in. Is, you know, the people are savages. They don't give a fuck. AJ, man, what up, bro?
Man, oh man, there's a whole thing going on TikTok right now about these 304 saying, "Oh, you regular ninjas is losing to all these dudes in the penitentiary." They're saying
Well
that.
done.
There's all these oh yeah. There's all these baddies and stuff, and they're hitting up all these, because remember, all these dudes got cell phones in prison, right? So they'll be on Instagram Live in prison. They'll be on TikTok Live. They'll have whole TikTok lives from prison, and all these guys like, "Oh, yo, put your friggin' prison account so I can put money on it." Da da da. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And
Yeah,
that's
but,
why I don't feel bad for these chicks, man. You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
man. Nah.
Let him
but
date
AJ,
prison nug, and then he gets out of jail and goes upside their head. I don't care. And that's one to grow on.
But
if
like
you look at
AJ, let's put two and two together though, AJ. Let's put two and two together. Remember when we were talking about when we're talking about the so-called college educated sisters that we have, right? And we were saying that look, they mess with Tyrone. They be the main ones. It's not really the hood chicks that are messing with these these degenerates. It's actually these so-called college educated women still messing with dudes straight out of penitentiary.
And they're just
So
one
now
half
let's
an
put
inch away from ghetto anyways. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
this is why I'm talking. I don't care how many degrees she got. She's always too close to Pookie. No matter, I'm talking about she could be working. She could be the vice executive, whatever, for Google. She's messing with a dude that got a bus pass, right? And that's in a backpack, and he's messing with a dude that got a air mattress. Trust me. And if you ask these women, they'll be like, "That's the best sex I've ever had in my life." And I'm talking about they be having master's degrees, all types of MBAs and all PhDs, and they be still messing with these dudes. Now let's also put two and two together. We see this surge of STDs amongst women now, even though more men are dropping out of the dating pool. Where do you think these STDs are coming from?
Yep, nug, man. Straight up. One dude smashing 50 chicks. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know?
It explains everything, right? And on top of, how about this? When we talk about, Cynthia G, or like the women that think like her, a lot of what people think that most of Cynthia G's fan base are hood rat chicks. It's not. It's these so-called educated bitches that all they do, they get sheltered most of their life. Then they go on college campus and they get introduced to hood ninjas for the first time, and they get easily swindled of all of their money. Like, I'm talking about easily swindled. They get an STD, or they get an incurable STD, and then they get they get pregnant. They become single moms, and then they're just like, "He's not there for me," and then they basically go off the deep end, and then they talk about black men are bullet bags and all.
But the thing is, you have these girls that are either mixed, that one of their parents might be white, or maybe they were like just raised right, so they still try and think they have to prove their blackness. You know what I'm saying? And the best way that they think to do that is to go to all these hood parties and get knocked up by nug. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
I have the perfect video for this, real quick. Actually, so here we have a ninja here who's putting things into order here. It's really right here. So let's look at this. So here you have the top group of women, right? You have Ella Ma, you have Chloe Bailey or Halle Bailey, I don't know, and then you have Coco something. So these ladies would be considered like the cool, classy black women. And then at the bottom, you got Sukiana, Sexy Red, and other hair hat wearing women. The bottom row are considered the ratchet ones, like the ones you got to stay away from. But this guy here is going to explain the dichotomy between these two and why you actually got to watch out for both kinds of women.
Really two different sets of females when you come to think about it. Because you got the ones that's nice and calm, you know, little bougie. They might be vegan, eat a little salad here and there, think they better than everybody else. You remember them from school, they always got their work done, stood to themselves real quiet. You know, they had their little friends. You have the one
the newly college educated black chicks
that's outside. Everybody know them. They're a little more popular in the world. You know, in school, they was the ones that came in class a little late, a little loud, eating that gum, spraying that perfume.
And so now when he's talking about these straggles at the bottom, these are the ones that they're like beyond repair, but the top be doing damage as well. But when you're dealing with hood rat chicks, you're dealing with women that have been in the sexual market at like age, I'm sorry to say, 11, 12 years old, unfortunately. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, like, it was like a hood chick that came on one of these podcasts and she said, like, somebody had asked her body count. He's like, I think it's over 2,000. And people thought that she might be off, but she's not. She's not. There are hood chicks out here walking around with 4-digit body counts. And they'll be like only like 28 years old, 20, 27, 26 years old, but they got like 4-digit body counts already, you know. And but at the same time, a lot of these hood chicks, they front. A lot of them they front. So like the Sukihanas of the world, a lot of them they're just playing that role because they think it's gonna get them further along in the hood ratchet like Olympics.
I guess the only thing worse than a 304, it's an actual 304, is a 304 that's not actually a 304, but then acts like one. Because at least a 304 can actually like have enjoyed bang and nug. You know what I'm saying? There's one thing nug and Pookie know how to do is wear the back out. You know what I'm saying? So the chicks that are acting like 304s haven't even at least had the fun. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So dumb.
On them. Who got the homework from last night? But you know what's crazy about this right here? The top group is wilder than the bottom group. Facts. They think because they low-key, they're a little more sneakier. Nah. We on to y'all antics. Those ones you catch them in the staircase. You ain't even know she get down like that. She a church girl. The lit set of friends, they already know what they want to do. They know what's going on. If you was going to get with them, you would have got with them already. They more aware of situations. The top group, you could swindle them to do whatever you want. They taking cars out under their name for you. You got a bro that's locked up, they signing that bail. The bottom set ain't gonna do that. They might bring the bag, but they ain't doing nothing else. Got some pictures for you, that's it. I just need y'all to stay woke. Just because they quiet, that don't mean they're the better choice. And just because they be around everybody, that don't mean they've been with everybody. It's really
so that's the knowledge that my brother was dropping right here, you know. Because people don't understand, like, when you even look at the Tinder swindler, right? Let's take it out of the black community. Who did he target? He targeted Nordic women, right? I'm talking about these were these were women in like what their early 30s, right? Like mid 30s, late 30s, right almost above that wall. So they're desperate older women looking for love, basically. That's kind of who he targeted with money, who had money to give him. So these are the people that the Tinder swindler swindled, right? It wouldn't have worked if he actually went for a girl in his early 20s that didn't really have much to give him back. He went after the so-called woman that's supposed to know better, but they he went after those specific women for a reason. Because
did you guys notice there was the one girl in that documentary who's like, we never really dated, but he was like a best friend to me, and la la la. I was like, you know, he was smashing. What are you talking about? So much cap, dude. And I just like being around him. Yeah, because he was flying you around and private jets and everything. You know what I'm saying? This chick, she was trying to shirk all responsibility, and I guarantee that she was the one helping him get some of those chicks' bank accounts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
that's true.
trying to act like she's a victim too. Please.
You know, and that's the same. And I'll say this: the Tinder swindler was perfect to highlight. You know, even though I was just talking about, you know, the 304s that be on the whatever podcast and the Fresh and Fit show and shows like that, the Daily Rap Crew, and the show that Ace Metaphor that Simp be on, but it doesn't matter. Like people just think it's just, oh, it's just the OnlyFans bras that be thinking that way. No, they're most women have that same mindset in terms of what they think about other men, what they think about love, what they think about men and men and women being friends earlier on. It don't matter. Oh man, Pyro, you were in. Remember where? I don't know if Angel was in. I think Angel was in the chat in the beginning, but
Yes.
remember there was a girl that invaded our stream.
Yes.
saying
I think it
that.
was sweet something.
Yeah, exactly. So she was,
Yes.
and this is a girl. She said what? She was like 29, 30, or 31, 32. She was around that age basically, and she was just saying, "Oh no, that guy's been my friend for 9." So it's like it doesn't matter what age they are, they still have
Yeah.
that. He's just they still do that shit. They still do that shit, no matter the age, no matter the education, no matter if no matter what country she's from. Like it really doesn't matter. They still play these same games. Remember, she was agreeing with everything that we were saying up until we said the friend thing.
Yes.
It's
I
always
remember.
it's always the same. It's always the same things. It's always the same things we disagree on. It's always
I
the
just
male
don't
friendship.
understand these simps. They're like, man, I got tons of female friends, man. I don't know what y'all talking about. I get along all the women in my life, man. Y'all got friends. We go out all the time.
AJ, do you know what I like to say to them, like when they say something like that? I always tell them it's okay, man. You can finally come out. It's okay. Just come out.
yo, we all know you got Diddy's address in your friggin' Google Maps.
Oh man.
You can hit pull up route now, dude. You know you were heading over there anyways. Come on, dude. Having female friends is the dumbest thing you can do. I can see it if it's someone that, like, I don't know, you guys went to middle school together, high school, or whatever, and you've known each other for years and years and years and years. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Or like, but if it's a girl that you had romantic intentions towards, and you got dissed, oh yeah, man, I shot my shot like 7 years ago, man, but we've been friends ever since. Nah, you ain't friends, man. You know what I'm saying? You talk, or if it's like like one of your homeboys' sisters or something, or your sister's friends or something. You got to know each other other than just like, come on, you're trying to holler at some shit, because that's automatic cleanup man status. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What you saying?
AJ, I think I've tell Chris Mike tell Chris Mike this this like analogy about like being a woman's friend. She is the chastity belt to that guy.
Yeah,
she's a living chastity belt to the guy. That was the perfect analogy. Because if men only knew how much sabotage that their so-called female friend be doing in terms, because they'll say that they're friends with the guy, but they will never set the guy up with a girl. They'll never set him up to get laid. They'll never set him up to, give him a birthday bash where he got hoes and strippers around. They'll never do stuff like that. They don't pay for the guy. They don't pay for the guy's meal. They don't do none of that.
He said hoes and strippers.
He covered the bases.
But like you would think that if you were a friend, wouldn't you try to put them in that position? But women already know, if I set my male friend up with a girl, that girl is going to cut her out of his life immediately, because she knows what you're doing. You're trying to steal his energy and from my boyfriend, and I'm not and if a woman see that, she's like, I'm not going to allow that. And this is why women make sure they sabotage any potential suitors that a man will have if he was able to get a girl. It's wicked. It's kind of wicked how that works.
It's crooked,
But
man. It
anyway.
really is. And like, because they always want to keep their friends around as backup plans. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want them, but then they don't want anyone else to have me there, right? And then it's just crazy. Like, if you don't like the dude, stop talking to him, And then they get mad. There's chicks on TikTok who want to be like, oh, well, tell me why my friend stopped talking to me after he got a girlfriend. Do you really need to spell this out for you?
They know. Well, I remember what happened to me in high school. I've told this story before, because girls have done this to other men. They'll be like, oh man, they'll be like, man, my girlfriend stopped. Like women will be like, oh yeah, my female best friend, she don't want me around her new boyfriend. And you want to tell, they'll ask me like, why is that? And what she wants to hear is, oh, it's because you're cuter than her. But what I told her, I was like, no, because she doesn't want you around her boyfriend because you're a hoe, and she doesn't want your whole tendencies around that the boyfriend, because she knows how you get down. And I said, if you thought you were gonna come to me and think and have me tell you that because you're cuter than your friend, that's fucked up. But she didn't take that as advice. She thought I was joking when I said that. She's like, oh, you don't mean that I'm a hoe. And I'm like, I was like, okay, you believe what you believe what you want to believe, but she doesn't want hoes around her boyfriend. And you're that, even though she considers you a friend, but she knows who you really are, but girls will do stuff like that, But let me also highlight another thing when we talk about the friend zone, right? So you'll have a rare occurrence. So I'm trying to make sure I'm cover all my bases here. You'll have a rare occurrence where you'll have a Chad, right? That's around your bish, right? And he's friend zoning her. And she has mad respect for that because he's a Chad and he's turning her down. But sometimes the Chad will still hang around her, not because he likes her. It's just she's decent company to be around. And these are the games that they play. This is the guy that she'll tell you not to worry about.
You ain't supposed to touch me. You don't touch the dancers at the strip club.
Hey, my fault.
This is the stuff that I've seen these people do, right? Because you see the caption that says, when y'all just friends, but y'all also freaks. These are the games that I see these people play. You see them in matching pajamas and everything. Oh yeah, I'm having a sleepover. Yeah, they'll be like, I'm having a sleepover at my male's friends. They'll say shit like that. And you'll just be like, is anybody gonna tell that man that she's cheating? But you'll have that rare instance where the Chad will friend zone that girl, meaning he's not looking to really smash the bitch, but because she's around, all right, so men should keep their eye out when rare occasions like this happen. But anyway, let me go back to the subject on particularly when it comes to men and women protecting each other. I mean, sorry, women being entitled to male protection. So this guy right here, I already showed the video. Before I sign off, I want you men to realize this in the chat. I want you guys to be like this guy right here. I know it's a weird ask, but I want you to be like this guy. More men need to be like this guy right here.
What did he
how
do?
Look, he's just watching it, watching the robbery takes place. Don't do anything, just watch and just walk away. And look, you see how, watch it. This is what I caught in the video. You see how she looks back to the guy here? Right here. She's looking to the guy like, what are you doing? Look.
And he said, no habla.
Exactly. No.
I don't think men understand. Men don't understand. The more you guys do that, the more actually people will fall in line.
Yeah.
The more you actually interfere, the worse you actually make the problem. I just want more. I just wish men would just do that a little bit more. You'll be surprised.
Well,
Because
it's funny how women to talk about violence when they're never the ones that have to, perpetrate the violence or respond to it, right? So it's like the whole Chris Rock, Will Smith thing. All these girls are, Will Smith should have, Chris Rock should have. What do y'all don't know nothing about violence. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to say what he should have done to defend his wife, whatever. But Jada Pinkett, she wasn't the one going up there having to perpetuate the violence. That'd be like that the person who's not paying the bills critiquing the person that's paying the bills. Oh wait, these chicks do that too. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, if you have no direct experience with violence, Will Smith could have knocked him out. Chris Rock could have hit his head on the stage and died. You know what I'm saying? And been deleted. Mm-hmm. Yep. You know what I'm saying? This violence thing is no joke. I've seen some bad street fights, man. You know what I'm saying? And all these girls trying to scream, yell, whatever. And it's like you guys aren't in this. You aren't the ones who gotta, at the best, maybe break your hand, knock the guy out. At the worst, you get arrested. At the worst, you get stomped out and you get deleted.
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying?
There you go.
Unless she has your last name, and even then, she better be a good one. Or it's your mama, or your sister. Man, don't be showing out for these chicks.
Yep, that's right.
So I'll say in closing, before I let everybody else out, I hope women understand. Like, look, man, like AJ said, when it comes to just protecting people in public, men are putting that's a man putting his life on the line. That man could have a family at home. That man could have responsibilities. People are attacking this man in the comment section, like, you don't know what he's dealing with. He has a future too. She got caught slipping, boo-hoo. Shit happens. So, and she was able to take care of herself. She took the magazine out of the gun. She was able to defend herself, but people were still mad at the guy. So
where was this?
This happened at the University of Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So, and let's
I'm
keep
not
it
doing
real.
it.
So, people like robbers know, like criminals know in Chicago that you can get away with robbing people because you can't defend yourself. It's illegal to defend yourself in places like Chicago, New York City, et cetera, et cetera. So, is what it is.
Laugh. I'm gonna stay back. And the craziest part about it is, you'll get stomped out. You'll walk into like a DV. You'll get stomped out. You're shot, stabbed, and then she'll just jump in the car, go home, and bang the dude who was whooping her. You know what I'm saying?
That same night. That same night. Wow.
Or the cops will come and arrest you. Let's just say dude's he has a Glock. He's got it on the chick. You tackle or take his Glock from him. All the cops pull up and see is some strange dude. He has a Glock. They'll take you out. And you're the one who's supposed to be the hero. Nope. Danny, don't be a hero. Don't be a fool with your life.
Man.
Don't do it, man. Heed Chris Mike's advice, man. Practical advice. You know what I'm saying? This is just basic knowledge. And here's the thing about the Chris's channel, my channel, all that stuff. Guys, we get caught up in this red pill stuff so much. Aren't you guys just shocked in your personal life when you like come across like a dude who says something so blue pill, it like shocks you how stupid he is? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, dude, you were like woefully ignorant. Like you were
Oh,
literally
man.
gonna jump out this plane with no parachute. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. But wait, before I sign off, AJ.
Yeah.
So remember last night when I brought up Rebecca Wilson, right? Andrew's wife.
Yeah.
Did you know that she was a single mother?
No. I don't know anything about him other than he's a pretty good debater and he smokes a lot.
Nah, but it's interesting. People don't know. It's a lot of people like Garrett who's also part of the war band. He didn't know, but I find it interesting that the biggest trad cons are I can't give them credit for debating 304s. That's just me.
Well,
but I know
304s go against Stradcons and Red Pill though. This is the thing. You remember the some of our points are the same, right? But here's the thing. There's one thing that Tradcons. I think that the major thing that makes our worldviews devolve is this whole, forgiveness. We can forgive these 304s for what they do, and you can turn to how a 304 and the housewife. Us red pill guys, whoa, no. And think about everything after that. You can forgive these 304s for having bastard kids. That forgiveness kick is where all of a sudden it goes right back on the men to friggin' make stuff better because the women should be forgiven for everything that they do. Andrew doesn't claim to be red pill. He just makes red pill points, but he said it directly. He's all about his Christian Orthodox, super Christian type of worldview. And nowhere in Christianity does it say to not wipe up these 304s. Because they're like, Jesus hung out with prostitutes, so I should be able to wife one. Yo, if the Mormons are advocating wiping single moms, that's how you know that these Tradcons are about that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
But man, when are we going to admit that? Because remember, we showed the stats. 90% of male users on OnlyFans are married. So when are we going to start? When are we going to start? Let's keep it. I think a lot of those Tradcons dudes that they like to go on the fresh because, dude, Andrew Wilson, he's on that podcast like every day, bro. He's literally he's there. These people are porn addicted, just like the rest of us. Like they're like they're
but remember, Andrew's a content creator. So here's the thing: he's trying to get his message out there and make his money. You know what I'm saying? That's just the thing. Like, look, I believe Andrew stands for what he says because he's all about America as a Christian nation. We need to go back to. He's actually a Christian nationalist. He says that through and through. Like he honestly believes that. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's saying is ultimately everyone should be an Orthodox Christian too. He doesn't even say be a Protestant. He says you should be my particular sect of Christianity, and there should be no real separation of church and state. So he's kind of hardcore in the Christian thing. But in the same way that there was the Scarlet Letter and the Puritans, you know what I'm saying? How they were anti everything degenerate. You know what I'm saying? That's how he is. But he also believes there's a cop-out where you can be degenerate all you want as long as you repent, and then you're good. Which we all know is foolishness.
Yuck.
Yeah. Chris, listen, I gotta go then, all right? I'll see you then, all right?
He said yuck. And Chris,
I'll see you guys.
Chris still has the
see you,
dude jumping
Angel,
over
bro.
the bench at the judge.
Oh yeah, I still Man, people still act like I was on Chronic Stream, and then I went on somebody else's. They're like, "Is that a dude? The dude that jumped over the bench?" People really like that, so I'm gonna keep that. I'm like, I'll change it. I'll change it soon until I find something else funnier. But man, thank you guys for joining. AJ, thank you for coming in clutch. You know what I'm
Hey, thanks
saying?
for having me, man. Guys, please continue to support Chris, man. I mean, honestly, I was saying, like I said, there's a new crop of of, of, of red pill creators coming up. You know, myself, Chris, all of us. You know what I'm saying? I think that the old guard, like Greg Adams and stuff, Greg Adams and stuff knows that he's kind of like not phasing out, but he's trying to just kind of cruise along and just do his thing. But and then those knuckleheads like Fresh and Fit, I mean, they're just cooked, right? So there's a whole new group of guys coming up, and the best way that you can support us all, like and sub and join the lives. You know what I'm saying? I think Chris, I've noticed for the size of his channel, has a lot of people watching his lives, and that's because of you guys' support. You know what I'm saying? And then myself too. For the size of my channel, I have a lot of subscriber engagement and people watching live. So you know what I mean, guys. This is the time to really push support for all the new guys. So, but thanks, Chris, for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Appreciate this.
Man, so shout out to you guys. Thank you guys in the chat. Garrett, V, Carlos X, Pyro, Pitmaster, Midnight, my boy Rocky Marciano, Educated Tyrone, man. Shout out to you guys, man. And I can't go over everybody, but anybody else listening, thank you for tuning in. And I'm out. Peace, AJ.
Have a good one, guys.
Mm-hmm.